Welcome to the Horror Hangout, a podcast where film fans watch the best and worst horror movies of all time and talk about them. My name is Ben Errington, and today I'm joined by regular co-host.
Andy Conduit Tenor. Hello, Ben.
Hello, Andy, live from room 674 of the
Room
Backrooms.
674, characterized by the sort of curry house wallpaper and the carpet that you know stinks.
Oh God, I'm in room. I'm in room two, and we're also joined by a very special returning guest. Lucy Buglass is an entertainment writer, Rotten Tomatoes approved critic, and horror fan. Hello, welcome to the show, Lucy.
Oh, thanks for having me as always.
You're very
Nice
welcome.
to see
Thanks
you
for joining
again.
us from the back. You're also lost in the back rooms, but you're right at the end, right?
I'm in the end, yeah.
The end.
That isn't actually the end, so it's a brilliant level.
Oh, false
So you
advertising,
think
that
you're at
is.
the end, but you're not. So,
We're all in a lovely, lovely liminal space, which is delightful. A lovely piss yellow colored
Yeah,
liminal
lovely
space.
piss yellow. Not even healthy piss either.
The piss
Um,
have you heard of like the piss filter era video games? You've heard of that, haven't you?
yeah,
mm.
Like
absolutely.
mid 2000s to about 2009, the piss fear the piss filter era of video games. It feels like we're right in amongst it, aren't we?
Speaking
Which
of
is
piss filters and liminal spaces, we just go to everyone's cinema experience for this week's film. How weird was it walking out of a cinema screening after watching the back rooms and then being
yeah,
in the weird labyrinth that exists in multiplex cinemas?
you're right. I was in a bit of an old school one as well. So I was in Showcase Avonmeads in Bristol, which is like notoriously like carpets, like bingo hall carpets, neon lights. Like it's a really like old school. Yeah, I don't think it's really changed. It's in the screens it's changed, but outside in the corridors hasn't really changed since the 90s. So I felt very, very confused as I was walking out of it.
I go to the Perth Playhouse in Perth. It's an older cinema, an independent cinema, so none of that corporate branding around anywhere. Inside the screens is very nice, but the corridors that go between them are like a Resident Evil lab. So it's just grey, and there's more film posters up there than in most of Umbrella's laboratories. But that aside, they're like really quite well lit with like bright sort of fluorescent lighting, grey
Mm.
corridors that you can do big PS1 rendered footsteps as you walk along.
It's the ceiling tiles as well to do it for me like that. That's the thing that really works. You just feel like you're in an office building from like 10 years ago or something like that. It's pretty mad. But yeah, Lucy, are you familiar with Backrooms? Like you played the games?
Oh yeah, Backrooms is actually something that I've been obsessed with since I was like a teenager. So this is like right up my street. I just love liminal space because it's absolutely terrifying.
Yeah.
um, I would recommend Escape the Backrooms if you guys were going to play it because that one's like the classic jump scary one. There's another one in development as well now, inevitably, but it is fun. And if
Yeah.
we're talking about experiences, I sadly didn't have the experience that you had because I went to like a press screening for it, so it was like a quite small like
Mm.
screening room. But I was wandering around Soho, just feeling very dazed afterwards. So that was quite fun. Just like what's where am I? It's very
Yeah.
strange.
What
Very
is real?
yeah, exactly. I was like
Yeah, I do like the liminal space stuff. I like the pool room stuff. I remember like watching some people like play
yeah.
through versions of Backrooms of all the pool rooms. Very
Mhm.
Swindon Oasis, Andy.
Very Swindon Oasis.
Yeah.
As is that opening scene from the Bone Temple. For a second, I genuinely did get note to self, see if that was filmed at the Swindon Oasis when you get out. It wasn't.
Yeah. Super, super creepy. But yeah, this, in terms of like back to back Obsession and now this, lower budget, first time filmmakers, well, first time feature filmmakers, isn't it, for Kane Parsons and Kerry Barker? Um,
Mhm.
Making tons of dough for studios, despite the fact, that it hasn't got a huge budget, is insane. And I feel like we're at the point are we at the peak now? Are we been slowly creeping towards a peak? I feel like for horror, modern horror at least. And now a new scary movie's come out, which usually correlates. If horror is this popular, a scary movie comes out. Now that we've got a scary movie in 2026, does that now mean horror is as
Is
popular
that
as
the
it's ever
next?
been?
that's the height of the genre. You reach a scary movie.
Yeah, I think yeah, because it's like if it's in the cultural zeitgeist enough for you to be spoofed, then it makes
Yeah,
total
it's
sense,
true.
doesn't it? Yeah. So
I
possibly.
can I can go with that. And speaking of the big thing though about how you'll see think pieces all over the internet right now about how YouTube is the like the foundry for the filmmakers of the future, which I think
Mm.
is a good thing in many ways. Not perfect though thing, because I think the one thing we need to address when we're thinking about this is never underestimate the power of executives to take the wrong message from something that something has gone well. So, the same way, Deadpool, the first R-rated sort of big sort of post MCU superhero movie, then everything has to be R-rated and it goes completely out of the window. The same is, I hope that this doesn't now mean the overexposure of the only way you're getting a start as an indie filmmaker and given a chance to put something on cinema screens is if you happen to have got enough hit, enough subscribers on YouTube. I don't want clueless idiots to turn that into a metric that you have to pass to be given the time of day. So
Yeah.
no shade or detriment to the people who've done incredible things here, like, Kane Parsons, Curry Barker, and so on. But
Mm.
everyone just keep your eyes open in other directions as well.
Mm.
Ever the pessimist, Andy. Keep your eyes open in all directions.
I'm
Things are
never
good.
surprised, Ben. That's why.
Joking.
That's
Yeah. It is crazy though that we've had like these films back to back as well. And like original property. I know Backrooms was a creepypasta and obviously there's been games, but like essentially for mainstream audiences, brand new properties as well. So it is crazy to kind of see how well they've done as well.
insane how well they've done. The very fact that you've got Backrooms directed by someone who was 19 at the time they did principal filming of this film. Has been making films since she was an even younger teenager, just at home, and for what, 7 million is that something along those lines? Not a tremendous amount of money. And then Obsession, which is what, 750K, and we've seen do the unthinkable and grow year on year, buddy, week on week at the box office. So it's word of mouth is sustaining this film. This film was meant to be originally on the slate for a digital release 2 days ago at time of recording, 2nd of June. They have pulled it and extended its cinema release because
Yeah, I saw that.
of how well it's doing. The very fact that these two comparatively low budget, still more money than I'll ever see, films have come out and are both absolutely doing a Star Wars movie. Biggest IP in
Yeah, they
cinema.
are. They have
They're doing
absolutely.
it. And again, no shade on Mandalorian and Grogu fans. Live your life. But it does go to show what happens when people are making things with passion and
Yeah.
not to sell a product.
$135 million dollars. It looks like Backrooms was made so far from a
Mhm.
$10 million budget. And you say most of that budget would have gone on practical set building, wouldn't it? Because is most of it practical? Like I'm guessing it is. Maybe like mirrors. I don't
Yeah,
know.
they built a lot of sets. There was an interview where they kind of said that like crew members were getting lost on set because they built like it was that big. Which obviously is a fun story because it makes you think, shit, you're getting lost, like,
Yeah.
it's remarkable actually. And I think obviously Kane did build a lot of it in Blender, and like you can go on his YouTube channel, Kane Pixels, and watch his like Blender builds and stuff. And he built them all from scratch.
Oh
And I
wow.
know they're
Okay.
just like they're just walls and stuff. People might, you've got all the naysayers, but I can't use Blender. Like genuinely, I
Mm.
tried to move a character in Blender and had a breakdown. Like it's really hard. So the fact he was doing that at 16, I think he started, is insane. You know.
And
So
even that,
someone
mate, no
like
formal training. He didn't go
yeah,
and do, I've got a master's in Blender. He sat down with a piece of software and learned how to use it.
yeah, yeah,
But I guess it's not just like it is just walls, but like in terms of world building and storytelling, like that dread that
yeah,
is kind of like incomparable, really, to like anything else. It's not like
yeah, yeah,
you can't just go, well, we're gonna. This is scary. I know sometimes you've got jump scares, and sometimes we've got like um things and beings and creatures, potential monsters that do pursue you in in these games. But it's not as easy as that. Like we've played tons of like survival horror games or other games where like the tension is nowhere near what like something as simple as this creates from very little, from kind of just these spaces, a very minimalist soundtrack. I did see a joke recently, which was if you were watching this and the Michael Jackson movie was playing next door, you just be like, fucking Billie Jean in this in these back rooms, Jesus.
And it could
That'd be
bleed
scary.
into it so easily, especially if it was especially as like in the Michael movie, it is a cover performed by someone else. It would sound just a little bit wrong.
A little bit wrong.
A second.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think seeing this on screen and seeing what Kane Parsons has been able to produce here, it's phenomenal, and it does give me the slightest pang of regret that maybe I wasn't wasting my time making Duke Nukem 3D levels, and I should have stuck at that.
Yeah. You'd be the next big thing, Andy. Could have been.
Could have. My age, mate, I could have been the previous big thing
You could have been the
already.
previous big thing. I guess so. It's inspired by a creepypasta as well, isn't it? So that is
Yeah.
just is that how when did that come out? Because obviously creepypastas have been around for a long time as well, haven't they?
That was a long time ago. I don't know the exact date. I should have done my research, but like the picture behind Andy in particular, that was just posted on 4chan, and there was like a little sort of like paragraph that came around, and it was basically like,
Yeah.
oh, you might know clip into the back rooms, and it was something like
Ah,
ominous, like
okay.
if you hear something, it's heard you or something. Was
Yeah.
basically what it was. And then the internet went whoa, and then just blew up.
Yeah.
And there's like entire wikis. Obviously, like I said, there's Kane's entire web series. And that was one image that did all that, which is nuts when you think about it. Like
And that's
it's
what's really interesting, isn't it?
like,
So it does look
yeah,
like
Like because
2019 was when
2019.
the Backrooms thread on the image board website 4chan
Yeah.
was initially shared, and in a possibly large extra dimensional complex of empty rooms assessed by exiting reality. Um,
in an
yeah,
upsetting blow to CEOs everywhere, um, isn't it one of those where really difficult to establish with this, right? Because it was a collaboratively built world and story
uh,
off on a public forum, often with people posting under
uh,
usernames or anonymously. So it is obviously what Kane Parsons, Kane Pixels has been able to create with this. There is a distinct version of this that belongs to him or whoever has signed a contract with him to produce those things, but I think it's incredibly difficult to defend saying that this thing belongs to any organization or individual because so many other people contributed to its creation. Modern folklore.
Mm.
yeah, modern folklore, and obviously there was a YouTube series of 25 episodes, a web series, um, where obviously he fleshed out these ideas as well. Does anyone have a favorite liminal space or a least favorite liminal space? The liminal space that scares you the most? A car park, for example. I find them a little bit.
I would say subway stations. Like the tube.
Hmm.
It's like, am I going to get out? It's horrible, and they're always like really dank and awful. And if you get lost at Bank Station, it's the worst thing in the world. So yeah,
Oh
tube
God,
station.
yeah, yeah.
Bank is the worst.
Or the one where the lift's broken and it goes, "You want to go up the stairs? Do you? 985 steps on this."
Oh yes, that Covent Garden. I hate that
Is
one.
it? Yeah, there's one like that, and you're just
I'll just
like
stay down here. It's fine.
going up forever. I think mine's always like a completely empty car park level, like one of the top ones.
Mm.
Maybe you parked your car there earlier in the day, and then everyone's left, and you get there, and it's like empty like that. I find that a little bit off-putting, a little bit strange.
Mm.
Hotels as well. I mean, I guess that's very like
Hotel corridors, yeah.
hotel
Yeah.
corridors, like very shining coded. But when you end up on a floor or like an area of the hotel where you feel like there's no one else around here. It feels like it's completely empty. Why am I going to this far-reaching corner of this hotel? That's pretty
When we were
scary.
at a work event once, there was talk of there being like a nightclub on the top level of the hotel. So me and a couple of my teammates, we went to see if we could explore this and find out what it was. And we're walking along these near identical corridors at like this really high floor of this hotel. And then out of what looked like it's like a back rooms door that was clearly like not a fully furnished door, a the doors opened and a man came out who I could only describe as, we nicknamed him Lash because he had glorious long eyelashes like a cow, but he was a big giant man in a grey suit that looks like the signature henchman of a Bond villain. So
Oh yeah.
he's not Goldfinger, he's Oddjob, he's Knick-Knack, he is Diamond Face. And he steps out of one of these things and, very politely asked if we were lost, and we went on our way. And then as we went back down the lift, we were like, I didn't think if all three of us attacked him together, we would have stood a chance. I think he would have annihilated us.
He'd
It
have
was
done
like
you
Batman
in,
Arkham City. We would have been crushed.
crushed to dust.
But that's not actually my least favorite liminal space. I hate slash love the liminal space horror. An airport very early in the morning or late at night when there's no one else there and all of the concessions have closed and they're all closed up. Like when your
Yeah.
flight has been cancelled or delayed and there's just you and a couple of other people in otherwise a massive amount of space and you've all just scattered to the wind.
Yeah. When you talk about Swindon Oasis and pool places, like, does anyone ever watch like people who like break into and explore like urban
Yeah.
landscape, urban wastelands, you could say? Um, I find
It's the
that
crew of
pretty.
Black Mold, wasn't it, a couple of years ago that we met, like John Patter and the rest of the guys.
Oh
It's
yeah,
where they
of
find their
course.
locations.
Yeah, of course. But yeah, stuff like that I find it like when you walk into an old abandoned swimming pool and there's just like this murky water like gathered in the bottom or something like that, and you can't quite see into all these different corridors because all the lights are off. Like that is, yeah, that's pretty creepy.
Yeah, and shimmy down the dome busters with no water flowing through it.
Yeah, exactly. Um,
If Swindon Dome Busters reopens, I think they owe us something. Free passes. We've
yeah,
talked about them a lot.
I'd like that. Before we get into the back rooms, lots to discuss, of course. Let's talk about some horror news for this week. Let's stick with games or game adaptations. There is a new Until Dawn that has been revealed. It's coming in 2027. It's been rumored for a while that it was going to be made, but the developer has been hard at work and it's slated to arrive in 2027. Rather than returning to the chilly Blackwood Mountain Resort, players are going tropical. So it looks like they're going. I still know what you did last summer. Was that on a tropical island? I feel like it was, wasn't it? It was.
My cultural reference is Jack Frost, Jack Frost 2, Revenge of the Mutant Killer Snowman. That goes winter to
That's very
tropical.
good. I like that. But in then again, in I still know what you did last summer. You've got Jack Black with dreadlocks. So
I've
culturally,
blocked that out as something that didn't happen.
so a standalone experience, a brand new cast, a whole new world to explore. It looks like, I guess, similar to what Until Dawn did, where it kind of like frames it as there's a slasher after all these people, and you've got to make decisions in order to save them. I know that was slightly what actually was the true horror of that was different. I guess they're probably going to do that the same. But it looks interesting. We've got like ghost hunters who are a wildly popular paranormal channel called Dead True, but ironically, they've never actually seen anything supernatural. The whole show is bloody staged. Derek Akora is involved. No, he's
Is
passed on.
he's amongst it, talking about the black arts.
The Black Arts. Yeah, they get shipped off to a abandoned tropical island for their first fully funded episode. Things take a dark turn as beneath the blissful exterior, dark secrets are unfolded. Yeah, looks like some sort of slasher. Don't know if you saw the trailer. Did anyone see the trailer?
No, not seen the trailer yet. I need to catch up on
Yeah,
all of the Sony State of Play and the Horror Game Awards stuff that is,
yeah.
a lovely 2 hour
I've caught up with most of that
smorgasbord.
stuff now. What else horror did we get from the main one? Oh, there's a trailer for that game Ill as well.
Yeah, Ill looks really good. True Horror's autocorrect is going to fuck us on that every time we talk about it. I'll.
I'll
Jesus.
Until Dawn's got that. What's his name from Stranger Things and Faces of Death? Is it Darkra Montgomery? Is that how you say his name? That fella. He's doing an Aussie accent. Maybe is he Australian? Don't think so.
Truth, mate.
Yeah, but this looks good. Obviously, we had the Until Dawn film as well. Did you see that, Lucy? Until Dawn
Yeah,
movie?
I quite liked it. I was in the minority, but I thought it was a decent effort, because it was different from the game. And I think if you're going to do something like that, you need to kind of do your own thing. That's always been my argument. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if
Yeah.
it's a straight adaptation of a cinematic game, it doesn't really work. You kind of have to do something else.
Yeah.
I thought it was decent. Yeah, and I'm excited for the second one because it feels so like wildly different from the original, you know. And
Yeah.
it's just like that's kind of bold. I'm in, and I love it. I love skeptics that go in and get actually haunted. That's always a great concept. So
It is
that
a
should
good
be good.
concept, isn't it? Yeah, definitely. Get what you deserve for being a big fat liar, will you?
Yeah,
How dare you?
It's worse. So here's some ghosts. Like yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean,
I
the only one thing I would caution them on is in 2026, for all we know in 2026, or all the years that have come before us, particularly recent news, someone offers you a trip to a mysterious tropical island, you fucking say no. All expenses paid, private jet, is it? Okay.
no, thank you. It's going to be a new Jurassic Park island, isn't
Yeah,
it?
that's the new stranger danger. No, thank you. Don't go.
No, you're right. I get so stressed out by these games though because I hate games where it gets you to make a choice and then you go, no, I don't like the
Mhm.
outcome. Can I go back? Can I reload the save? No, that's it forever. Oh,
Okay.
fuck
Haven't
that.
they fixed that a little bit with what's the sort of sci-fi one that's out
Oh,
from
the
Collider right
Director
now?
8020, yeah.
Yeah.
Director 8020 has turning points. You can go back, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Thank
Okay.
God for that
You
quality of
don't
life
have
improvement.
to. Like, I interviewed the devs. They were great, actually. We put a talk to, and they were saying that they put it in so that basically everybody's happy. So you don't have to do it, but if you fuck up and click on the wrong option or you're not happy, you can rewind it, yeah,
Yeah.
which is
That got me
nice.
on the quarry, and honestly
Oh,
that's what made me fall off. You'll know
honestly,
then, Lucy. The bit in the
yes.
locker room when your mate is doing some turning into a werewolf, and I was like, I'm not going to shoot him because that'll be him dead because he isn't properly a werewolf. I'm going to shoot above him to scare him off. But what the game perceived it as was, you fucking idiot, Andy, you've missed, now dead. And I was, last time I touched the game. I was like, fuck, I've not done this perfectly, so I will not do it at all. If the
I remember
Ayatollah can't have that soul, no one can.
my partner and I were playing it, the ghost ship one, and literally he went to make a cup of coffee, and in the time went to do that, I'd killed two people. I went, well, I've got some bad news for you, and he's like, what have you
Jesus.
done?
There's only
Because
three of
obviously
them.
you pass the controller back and forth, right? He came back and then he was like, "What happened?" I was like, "I don't know, mate."
I don't even.
These
I
guys
just
are
pressed.
dead. Probably for the best. Yeah,
Also, the
stressful.
quick time events, I'm bad at them because my reaction time is really really bad. So like when it's like you have to press these buttons, I'm like, ah, I don't
Yeah.
like doing that. I
I've
like
pressed the
close the
wrong
button
one.
down. Just can't
I'm
do it.
not Parappa the Rapper, Collider. I can't do this.
You're just like on the edge of your seat, like please no. It's like yeah. So directive, you can do that. Yeah, you can go back.
Yeah, that's good. Maybe Until Dawn will learn from that then and maybe change it up a bit. Maybe, maybe not.
Yeah.
But yeah, looking forward to it
It's just the time
regardless.
thing. I'm willing to accept a bad ending and play through it legitimately the first time, but then don't make me start all over to change something that I wanted to change in episode 3. Like let me live my
Yeah.
life, Ben.
Let me live my bloody life, will you? Okay, what else have we got? Fall 2 Dead Point. There's a trailer. The franchise is now heading to Thailand for Fear of Heights sequel. Obviously, the first one was up a big pole. This one is on the side of a cliff. Bloody hell, just stay on the ground, will you, for God's sake?
Also, it
Um,
should be called Don't Fall.
yeah. I think maybe Dead Point might be like the UK. Sorry, the US title for it because I've seen posters from UK studios which just call it Fall 2. Dead Point. Is it completely
Is the
different
dead
cast?
point the bit you hit the ground?
That's the bit when you hit the ground, yeah.
That's the dead point.
I am scared of stuff like this. This is true fear of heights is when you're on the side
Yeah,
of a
I hate
cliff.
falling.
I hate falling, but I just hate that like when people do we discussed this recently when we were talking about the film Apex. Um doing that thing where you camp and your tent's just hanging off on the side of a cliff. I don't want that.
What?
What am I lying on? Literally, literally nothing. Just
It's
put it.
canvas, air.
Oh, this canvas has saved me, wouldn't it? Yeah, definitely. Hate that. And this looks like it's the same sort of thing.
Yeah.
Harriet Slater is in it alongside Arsema Thomas. It looks like a new cast. I know not everyone survived in Fall, but it's not like the person who survived Fall has gone, do you know what? I'm actually gasping for get really high again. It was
Doing
a
really
right
high
laugh
again.
last time.
Is Jeffrey Dean Morgan going to be just kicking about the house again like he was in
Oh
Fall?
yeah, he was. So two friends take on
Checking
new.
his phone, see if his daughter's called him. Nah, she must be fine.
Nah, she can't get any signal. Two friends take on new heights in Thailand where unpredictable terrain, extreme exposure, and nowhere to hide push survival further than ever before. Overwhelmed by her sister Hunter's death. Okay, so it looks like maybe a relation of someone from the first one, potentially. There's a sudden rock slide, leaves them stranded on a fragile plank 3,000 feet in the air.
God.
Jax must confront her deepest fears and fight for survival to find
I'm
closure.
just rolling off.
I think I'd roll off. I just go, oh, oh no, I've rolled off. Fall to be death. Yeah, I
See
mean,
you at the dead point.
I'll see you
Say,
at a dead point, mate. It's called Are You Sorry, no, it's not called. The tagline is Are You Down? Well, I guess I'm gonna be. I don't know. Terrifying.
all right, Mr. Motivator with your radical speech.
The first Fall was a surprise hit in theaters. It scared up. Well, don't put words in my mouth. It made $18 million worldwide box office 2022. Yeah, and it was at Fright Fest, wasn't it? One of them.
Was it
Yeah,
Fright Fest?
I saw it at Fright
I
Fest, the
saw it at
first
Fright
one.
Fest. Yeah. Would
Yeah,
you rather
it's
be up a pole or on a plank?
I feel like the pool is easier, right? To sort
It
of
feels
stay
easier.
on,
Yeah.
whereas the plank
Yeah.
isn't. But the pool is a stupider idea because why would you climb up that? I
Yeah.
was just
It's
watching
not
this
for
going,
climbing.
I cannot relate to this. Why would you do this?
Yeah.
Like,
Also, I'm a chronic rule follower. Like those signs say keep out for a
also,
reason.
there's a no entry sign. No, I can't do that. Sorry.
The bridge looks like that bit in Crash Bandicoot where you're running across the planks and they all just like drop off. It looks like that.
High road, now there's trauma.
That is pure terror. Develop that into a film. That level, please.
Sounds like that's what they've done.
They have done it, yeah.
If they get saved by a little cartoon bandicoot, whips a fucking turtle at them or something like that.
Yeah.
What a time.
September the 2nd, 2026. We're getting that in theaters. I'm sure we'll be seeing it.
Yeah, I think that's a film that really invites you to see it on the big screen, right?
Yeah. So you can see how far you're gonna fall to your death.
Yeah,
That'd be
that's not
nice.
one to watch on a plane. Like I've watched all June movies.
Oh Jesus. Okay, and one last piece of news from me. We've got a new movie from Damien Leone. It's called Tortures of the Damned. He's directing an original horror movie for Lionsgate and Ghost House. His first feature length since Terrifier. Well, I guess Terrifier 4 is going to come out first. Turning his attention to this film after Terrifier 4, which is being positioned as the final installment in the Art the Clown saga. Plot details are currently unknown, but sources say it's different in tone from Terrifier. Well, I mean, it would have to be, wouldn't it? But
Really
yeah,
nice.
it's actually quite
Harlequin uses
nice.
his words.
It's called Tortures of the Damned, but actually, it's a real feel-good, nice film. Positive.
Real feel good, nice film, and really short runtime. Actually, 80 minutes. 80 minutes in and out.
Terrifier is being spoofed in Scary Movie, but from what I can see in the trailer, it's just Terrifier. I don't look at it and go,
Yeah.
"This,
A
this
little
is."
girl holds a ball sack and says, "What the fuck?"
Oh yeah, there's a bull sack. Yeah, but
With
again,
hilarious results.
if that was in Terrifier, I would probably go, "Oh right." I wouldn't go, "Whoa, this shouldn't be in it." Tortures of the
Done a big
Damned.
zoom in while leaning over took the dog in. Sorry.
Oh bloody hell! You've zoomed right in, and that's a scary level of Backrooms. Is when you slowly get larger.
Corrected itself.
There we go. That's all I've got for news. Anything from you, Andy?
I got a couple of bits, Ben. One bit that you will know about, and then we've got some indie horror news to share.
Okay.
But not so much indie. Big business. We've seen the trailer for the Ice Cream Man, haven't we?
Oh yeah, we have.
Have you seen that, Lucy? You're nodding. What was your take on it?
Like I'm down for it.
Yeah.
Even just the title, I was like sold.
Yeah.
When it strips you.
And it
Yeah.
turns your kids into wrong-uns.
I'm down.
That'll get you. I
And
think
he's
the
al-
real horror on that is that you've got some kids who are goodies in it, and then I think that horror because that always got me when I was a kid, where there is something that's going to turn you bad, and they're trying to get you to make you bad as well. There's a certain
yeah.
type of horror
Yeah.
there
Yeah.
that is, I think, really, really effective. And I think it's going to be a good one for us to definitely do an episode on and talk about, Ben, because
Mm.
out in the summer, peak ice cream time, and also we can get to talk about how we would absolutely annihilate loads of little kids. If I knew that kids were turning into ice cream zombies, I wouldn't hold back at all.
These kids are all right. No, bang bang, windmilling.
Yeah. Oh, what's that? You little kid's got an axe going to chop me. You know who's good at taking an axe off a child and then using it on them? Me, an adult.
He's definitely. I feel like this is your dream come true, right?
It's going to be at the end of this. If I was in the Ice Cream Man, would be a bit like the end of Obsession. Spoiler for Obsession, except I won't be crying. I'll be like, I've done it. Give me a medal.
I've bloody done it, and I'll have a Mr. Whippy, please, with a 99.
Yeah, me with an ice cream going yum.
Yeah, it looks like. What does it look like? They've got like weird things on their face, like something.
Little sprinkles, hundreds and thousands as we call them over here,
Hundreds of thousands on their old face.
of
Yeah,
the devil.
this is. Yeah, I mean, I feel like people go, "Oh, it's taking a nice thing, turning it scary." I feel like ice cream men are always a bit terrifying, right?
Famous
Aren't they?
comic series called The Ice Cream Man about horrible anthology nastiness.
Yeah. Who are we gonna get to man this lovely ice cream van? Well, I reckon a grumpy middle-aged man who doesn't stop for more than 7 seconds.
As
Does
almost
that
if he
sound
doesn't
good?
want to sell ice cream.
Yeah, yeah. He's got no interest in selling. What's the deal as well, ice cream? Do you own the van or do you go and pick it up? I've always wondered this. Is it a franchise thing? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you buy into that and just think?
I
I
think
know
you do, yeah.
it's. I think actually, if it is something you could just do, if you could just paint your van and then put a freezer in it and then buy ice cream wholesale and go round, I guess you could do that. But I know particularly in certain markets in Glasgow, there's literally the ice cream wars. I think that was actually to do with drugs though and
Oh,
organized crime.
well.
I'm not sure if they really were killing each other
Are you allowed to talk
about
about
the
this?
best Mr. Whippy.
Are you allowed to talk about this, Andy? Is it?
I'm not in it.
You're in witness protection. I saw a skit on Instagram recently, which was like talking about ice cream vans. It was like, what little graphics should we have on the van? Something up to date that people are aware of, Minecraft, things like that. Nah, the Animaniacs. They're still
Peter Pan.
Peter Pan. The Peter Pan. Yeah, kids love this stuff. What music should we put on there? I don't know, like some
Green
popular,
sleeves.
some popular chart hits, music people are aware of, sounds that are trending on TikTok. No,
That's
green
nuts. Can you
sleeve.
Ben, I don't want to live in the world when an ice cream van is driving around with Totally Spies on it playing Thank You Next by Ariana Grande. No. That'll be me rolling off the log like like the fall. That's it for me when that happens, Ben.
Maybe that's
my
the true
God.
horror. Maybe that's when you'll know things have gone south when the ice cream man. That's
Yeah,
what's
I've
gonna
said
happen in
that.
this
Like
film.
that's one of my three markers. I think number one, Paul Rudd looks older. Number two, Radiy Nikolov looks tired and that he can't be asked with anything. Number three, that happens to ice cream vans.
It's a great list.
What a list.
That's my seventh seal, Ben. That is the
Mm.
sign of the apocalypse. Those
Yeah.
three things.
Yeah, I shudder at the thought of all three.
Mm.
But I can't remember the last time I got anything from an ice cream man. To be fair, been a
It's too
while.
expensive now.
Too expensive, and and it's humiliating because you got to rush out there, aren't you? You got to go. Fucking hell! What? Do you remember the stress of like
Smart
having
ice
to?
cream van.
Like you said,
Sorry,
they
Ben.
don't stop for more than like 5 seconds. You have to like leg it.
Do you remember the stress of like going out to ask your mum or dad for money,
Yeah.
and then them going, ask your dad or ask your mum or ask the other
Oh,
parent. You're like,
no,
shit! I ain't got time for this. Out the way.
Yeah. And also, I bet parents, you know what parents have got, Ben? Ears. They'll have heard him coming same as
Yeah.
you.
Did you ever
They're
follow it to
playing
the?
for time. They're stalling you.
You could follow it to the next street if you wanted, although that was
Could.
frowned upon, I think.
If you had your bike ready, if your bike is always ready, like a cowboy's horse outside, leap out of your bedroom window onto it,
Mm. Yeah.
gender reassign yourself because you landed too hard on your saddle from a height. Horrible. But and that works both ways, everybody. It's an equal opportunities thing. Such was the damage of falling on a bike from too high.
Oh,
Very cool.
I can't even remember what we're talking about now.
The Ice Cream Man looks good out in August.
Good
Yeah.
film. Yeah, looks
Yeah.
good.
Anything else, Andy?
I got a couple more from the inbox and for our lives in indie horror, Ben. We've heard from a couple of folks who combined together from Fright Fest last year in The Haunting of Jack the Ripper's house. We spoke to them. You'll have heard the interviews. You'll have seen us on the, out in London at the Leicester Square Theatre with them. But also, so Stephen Staley, who was one of the directors, he is continuing to live in the world in an unconnected film and about a different film. He's currently working on Ed Gein, The House of Horrors, which is a fictionalized retelling of Ed Gein's terrible crimes in a less supernatural way than we saw of Jack the Ripper's. Meanwhile, Natasha Tassoni has gone back in history. She stayed in a period piece and is sharing some details of the bloodline of Bathory based on Elizabeth Bathory, like the famous hero. Well, not hero, like the
Not a
Queen
hero.
of the Goths, if Mary Shelley wasn't to be thought of, bathing in blood and doing all sorts of nasty stuff. So more on that to come as they release more. And we've mentioned his name once, and you'll hear again. Deadly Scares, Radi Nikolov's directorial feature debut, is going into crowdfunding as of Check's Watch right now. For the next month. Some great talent behind it. It looks funny and high energy as you'd expect from the man himself. If you look on your podcast feeds, episode previous to this, if you're a psycho that listens out of order, is me talking to Raddy all about it. Go and check that out and see if it takes you fancy. If it does, get yourself to that Indiegogo page and support good people making good things. So there's that.
Absolutely.
Speaking of good things, I can't promise good people though. If you've been eagle-eyed on Instagram today, you'll see that I have ventured back into the world of comic books work. So, former guest, friend of the show, PJ Montgomery, has gone to work. He's also returned to comics, curating a ghost story anthology. He's invited lots of comic writers and artistic talent from around the country, nay world, to put together an anthology of comic stories all about ghosts and the supernatural. One of my stories is going to be in there. It is being illustrated by a tremendously talented artist called April Nash. You can see those preview pages posted on Instagram from all of those people's accounts, including my own, right now, if you want to go and check that out. That is going to be crowdfunding in the summer to make sure all of the artists get paid as well they should be. And then that will be out later this year. It's coming along really, really well. Loads of other great writers attached to it. Don't have the list in front of me. Joe Glass is one of them, tremendous comic book author. John Locke, friend of the show as well, and the writer of the upcoming Toxic Avengers game as well. Like some great writing and artistic talent behind it.
What's the name of your story again, Andy?
It's called Eviction.
That's right.
And if you are so inclined, you can hear an audio version of. I modified it a little bit for comics. You can hear an audio version of that story on volume 99 of the Other Stories podcast, which is narrated by me as well.
Oh,
So
look
you
at
can
that.
enjoy that.
He
Yeah.
has fingers in all the pies. Is there nothing this guy
All
can't
the
do?
bloody pies.
If you've mentioned the other stories, I will also mention that the other stories season 2, of course, since it's been a soft reboot, let's say, of the audio podcast fiction series. Season 2 goes live Monday, the 8th of June as well. Thought I'd mention that as you've mentioned it already.
Thank you so much. The other piece of news I have is mostly a look forward to what I am doubtlessly going to watch. Lucy, if anyone has seen this already, I trust it might be you. But don't know about you two, but my social feeds have been chockers today, especially with effusive praise for Widow's Bay on Apple TV.
Oh yeah, I've heard of this, and I've
I
heard
feel
good
like I'm
things
gonna have
about
to
it.
binge it immediately. I'm
Very,
hearing,
yeah,
yeah. Have you seen it, Lucy?
it's very, very good. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's basically like modern day-ish Twin Peaks, I suppose.
Okay,
Like if we were
okay.
doing Twin Peaks, like directing it now, it's got that kind of vibe, but more horror, like horror comedy. I don't
Mm.
really want to tell you anything because you should just go in and just experience it. But yeah,
Yeah, that's what I
I
intend to
see.
do. I'm gonna go and
yeah,
binge it.
yeah.
The one thing I
Oh, it's
have
great.
read, which really inspired me, was I think someone's review was it's like you took horror and then put normal people in it that actually act as you would expect them to. That's the only
Yes,
thing I read.
yeah, that's very true.
Okay,
We need to see more of that. Like,
interesting.
what
Yeah,
Sounds
was
can't
good.
that?
wait. I'm gonna be.
Oh, you're
I've
gonna love it.
definitely, I've definitely got several last chances at a free couple of months at Apple TV that my phone's bothering me about. So maybe now's the time.
We have
Mm.
so much to watch on Apple TV. Just get to it. It'd be great.
Hell yeah. Is that
That's it
Mm.
for
everything,
the
Andy?
news, man. That's it for the news.
Let's move on to what we've been watching. Anything we've seen in the last 7 days, or longer for you, of course, Lucy. You're not on the show every week. Anything you've seen, horror or horror adjacent, recently that you'd like to recommend?
So my review's just gone out today. Actually, it's very good timing. So Cape Fear on Apple TV
Oh
is
my God,
out
yes.
tomorrow. Is it Friday tomorrow? Indeed, it is tomorrow.
Oh, I've
It's
been so
fantastic.
excited for this.
So I've seen the first 6 episodes. It's very, very good. Javier Bardem is brilliant in it. I dare say is actually better than his No Country for Old Men role. That's actually my hot take. Like
Oh,
he's better.
right.
People are
Has he
going to be
got
like, no, he's not. No, he's great. He's great.
has he got as good a haircut as Antoine Sugar?
He does look good actually in it. He looks very charming. He looks
Yeah.
very, which is kind of the appeal of him. I mean, obviously Max Cady is a terrible, terrible person, but like he just exudes this charm despite what he's doing. And God, it's brilliant. It's
Mm.
there's some jump scares in it that you wouldn't really expect. Amy Adams and Patrick Wilson are fantastic as well as the kind of the couple that put him behind bars. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's great. It's really good, really stylish. My only thing would be I think 10 episodes may be a bit too long because I can't see how it's going to wrap up. However, that's kind of nitpicking. It is good though.
It is, yeah,
After
because it
six
is one of those
episodes,
things where I was interested to see how it would apply to a series. Because obviously, I mean, I've not seen. There's a
yeah,
1962 version, but I've only seen the 1991 Martin Scorsese one with Robert De Niro, and it is one
yeah,
of those things where you're a bit like, how would this kind of work as a series, a mini series? Is it a mini series or is it like? I
it's
guess
it's
10 probably not a
it's
mini
ten,
series, is
so
it?
it's not really mini. No, it's longer than I thought it would be. I mean, I was thinking 8 at the max, but no. As I say,
Mm.
I've only seen the first 6, so I can't speak on the rest of them. But so far, so good. Yeah. So I hope
Oh,
people
I'm gonna
enjoy
have
it.
to. Then I have
Yeah.
to trigger that Apple TV
I was going to say,
free
Andy, you've got so
trial.
much to watch on Apple TV now because you've got Widow's Bay, you've got Cape Fear, you've got so much to watch. I mean,
Not seen
Severance.
Chernobyl. Get on it.
Severance is brilliant, just all of it.
Yeah, I think now is maybe the time because obviously it's too hot and hay fevery outside. Best to stay in this time of year.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
And
time to get
anything
stuck
else
in.
at all, Lucy, that you've seen? I mean, TV, films, any
I
new
did
ones?
see Obsession, which I'm just going to echo is brilliant. We all think it's brilliant. I've seen. I saw Passenger, which I wasn't that enamored with. Wasn't a huge fan of Passenger. It was all right.
Yeah, I've seen Passenger, and it was going to be on my list of things to discuss.
Yeah.
Interest, probably like a pretty good opening 20 minutes,
Yeah.
but then
Yeah.
I was kind of a bit like, where's this going? What's
I
happening
do
here?
also think, unfortunately for Passenger, it was released when all of these bangers were coming out as well. So I just don't think it can possibly compare with like Backrooms and Obsession and Hokum and everything. It just had too much to
Yeah,
compete with. I think, unfortunately,
the real
like it
horror
was
of that.
fine, but yeah,
Sorry, go on, Lucy. What are you going to say there?
yeah. I was saying it's fine. Like you say, I think like visually it's stunning, and the tight camera work is great and everything, and there's some really good jumps in it, but it just falls a bit flat. Yeah, it's not bad. It's like a 3-star film. It's all right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think the true horror of that is having to, live in a van because I know some people do that, and it sounds
Yes,
nice for a
I
bit,
shouldn't.
But after that, it's like, oh, go to the gym and use their hot water, use the Wi-Fi of this cafe. Don't park on this street. Though it's bloody too much. And I feel like I'm not going to spoil anything, but I feel like there's a certain person in this film who I feel like is the new what's the nun actress's name? Like
Oh,
got a very specific look and hence
yeah,
appears in a lot of horror. I feel like this someone in Passenger, I think is also in the new Insidious as well. So like I've
yeah.
Got
seen
Valak
this
vibes about them.
I've seen this person's face and I'm a bit like already, despite the fact this is the first film I've seen this person in, I feel like it could be a lot more impactful if
Yeah.
this person was maybe someone else. Is a bit too on the nose in terms of this is a scary looking person. Aren't you scared? Yeah.
Actually, I was
And
just going to correct myself quickly because I checked my review. I actually gave it 2 stars. I don't think I liked it at all, really.
there we
Like,
go. There's a
you know,
lot
I've
In
seen,
of
hindsight, rubbish.
yeah, it's just I've
there's a
seen so many bangers. Like, I just
yeah.
couldn't.
That is the thing, isn't it? And
Like,
I think there's a lot of lore thrown at it as well. It's a bit like rather than
mm,
being like, oh, this is quite mysterious. What could it be? It's almost like we've got a person who knows the lore. We've got books that know the lore. We've got yeah.
yeah,
It's a
like,
bit like, okay, all right, I get it, but is it a little bit heavy-handed in a way? I don't know.
I
It
am
was
interested in seeing
entirely
Passenger, but
watchable. Sorry, Andy, go on.
I've kind of been. It made me think back, and I know it like I haven't seen it. You two have, so I can't comment if it's the same. But it made me think again with what I've seen of the concept of Passenger, with of It Ends that we saw late last year,
Oh
early
yeah.
this.
Oh,
That
it ends.
I was really taken by that, and I was like, this is better than I expected.
It ends shits all over Passenger. Sorry. It absolutely does.
oh, I
Another
could tell.
concept though, Passenger, I was like, definitely an X-Files episode concept, you know? To the point where I'm a bit like, is there an X-Files episode that's a bit like this? I feel like there might be. There's a lot of X-Files episodes. It Ends was great though, because it
Have you
ends.
seen It Ends, Lucy?
No, no, I should check it out. Actually, I've never actually
It's
heard of it. Just
Oh,
fell
it's
under the
worth
radar.
checking out.
Very
It's
good.
just got big X-Filesy energy. It's
Yeah.
just, I mean, ironic from the title because it kind of very obviously doesn't. It's just about these people on a road trip, and the road just keeps going and going and going.
That's
But
can
it
we just appreciate the Wikipedia page for it because it says it's an existential horror film. Brilliant.
It is
That
yeah.
sounds brilliant.
But yeah, similar
deeply, deeply unsettling.
and
Yeah, great.
Backrooms is an existential horror movie, so I feel like that is the kind of fear we need to
This is a
be.
good pairing, actually. It Ends in the Backrooms.
Mm,
Chef's
Ooh,
kiss.
yeah.
yeah. It's almost like, yeah. Um, anything else, Lucy, you wanted to mention?
That's mostly it. Yeah, I've just been in Cape Fear Zone at the moment.
Mm. The only other one I was going to mention is I saw Psycho Killer. You may have seen this as well, Lucy. If you saw this, did you see this recently? It was kind of like marketed as being from the some of the team behind Seven. Let me just try and work out who's in it, and it is kind of like a very stylized crime thriller horror,
Oh yeah,
I
I missed
guess.
this one. Yeah, it wasn't playing anywhere near me. It was really annoying.
Yeah, yeah, I missed it. I missed it when it was out as well.
Mm.
So but what I will say is it was very, very generic, unfortunately. And I was looking forward to it. I thought it looked good. I thought the sort of like the design of the killer looked good as well. The story's like there's a police officer gets murdered and then his wife, who's also a police officer, starts tracking down the killer known as the Satanic Slasher. And
Oh, come on.
it's just so heavy-handed in like the terms of he's bloody Satanist, this guy. Um, and
Like,
yeah,
no
it was.
way.
I think it might have been maybe a writer involved with Seven. That's kind of like the marketing was very heavily aimed towards that as well. Um, so yeah, it was just it was a bit heavy-handed. I feel like a lot of the performances felt a little bit phoned in. I don't
Mm.
know. You know, it feels like that a little bit. Even it felt like even the killer was a bit like I'm like, what is this guy's motivation here? I
That's
don't really get it. And
okay.
in terms of cast, we've got like Malcolm McDowell turns up as well, and I don't know. I feel like anyone could have appeared in it, and still would have been like, meh,
Yeah.
meh, bloody satanic slasher. So yeah, pretty disappointing. Especially I kind of did a double feature with Psycho Killer and then Passenger like within 12 hours. So disappointed twice.
Burned out.
burned out. Yeah. And the only other thing I wanted to mention, there's a short film. It's on YouTube now. It's called Demon Twink. I saw this going around on some pages on Instagram, talking about uh, this new short horror film. I think there was a short originally, a couple of minutes long, like a proof of concept, but now it's available to watch in full on YouTube. So yeah, go and check it out. It is about a a de- it's about a demon twink. It's about um a man who is in the like the gay club scene, and he feels a bit old and a bit washed up, and he's like, everyone's so beautiful, and then he makes a deal with a demon twink in order to look a certain way, but he has to kill people in order to he has to kill people in order to keep that look as well. So we'll put the links in the show notes, but it's demontwinkfilm.com. You can watch it, or you can watch it on YouTube as well. And yeah, I had a good time with it. I was fun. It was definitely the kind of short I can imagine sort of playing at Fright Fest or a similar film festival, and it is playing at
Mm,
certain film festivals now as well. Um, but yeah, it was a good time. I recommend it, definitely.
okay.
That's it for me, Andy.
I got three for you this week.
Nice.
Number one, I've continued, much like yourself, Ben, on everyone's new favorite subgenre related streaming service. Been on Found TV again, haven't I?
Mm. Oh yes.
I haven't caught up with your marathoning of the distortion movies yet, but I have got into seeing Third Shift, a paranormal ghost story.
Mm.
Um, Big, most haunted, Derek Acorah vibes. He's at it again. Um, it's a low budget like UK horror film where they have people doing ghost hunting, and it's always it's all the characters you get. You've got the people that take the person that takes it really seriously, the person who's got all the equipment, the Egon, if you like,
Mm.
the one that's a woman, the and Uncle Nobbed, who doesn't believe it, but whose mate told him he should come along,
Uncle
and is
Nobed, yeah.
massively disruptive. Sort of mostly found footage style. Like obviously for it being on found TV, it would have to be.
Mm.
Um, there are some cutaways when the sinister forces they have take hold of the camera, because when they get to this ghost hunting, it is things quickly escalate when there are some other forces in play in this one. Um, you know what? Take it at its merits of what it is. What I liked about this film was it definitely goes in with a I could read this in the first watching, and for the first little while of this not being a dramatic performance and this actually just being a group of people who are going on a ghost hunt and how they're going to do it. Arguably, is that the most cinematic thing you've ever watched? No, but it does have a great deal of authenticity about it. And then things go bananas towards the end. Only note I will give them from a creative standpoint is we don't have electric chairs in this country, lads. Why would someone be killed in one in a even by a ghost or a baddie? Like, where would they have got it from?
Where would they get the
Yeah.
where would they get
Um,
the
but yeah, it goes almost Saw-like with some of the traps and torturous devices people come up at the end. And one of the enemies, I won't spoil whether it's a ghost or a person, does a ludicrous big laugh whenever he's on scene, which
Skeletor laugh?
not even a set. It's very, very sort of nasally. You know who would do this sort of laugh, Ben?
Yeah.
Misogyny's own Mr. Punch would do this kind of laugh. He would knock that one out. Um, yeah, you go in, accept it as what it is, and applaud some independent filmmaking on that. I had fun with it. Um, Other ones to talk about. I know you've seen this before and mentioned it briefly. I thought it was worth a review because I've caught up on it, and the good folks at Signature were good enough to give us a copy to take a read of. I've seen Norwegian creature feature Kraken. I know you've seen that. Lucy, have you caught this in your travels?
I've seen it around, but I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
How is
What I'm getting from this film is an existential crisis, much like we had with other films, Ben. I need people to be explicit so I can be positive or negative, so I can be positive for effort or unabashedly negative about the use of generative I need clear labeling and answers. Because if what they've built in some of these sections, definitely there is some really competent and really well thought out and planned underwater camera work in this film. And again, for an independently budgeted movie, some wonderful stuff. And I don't know, I'm dealing with my own biases here, very honestly, is that there are some scenes of the creature where the titular kraken, if you like, there are some bits where the the visuals, the CGI is a CGI. I think there are some practical elements of the creature in some sets, but other ones they are computer animated. And my opinion and the tone I'd like to take in this review is entirely incumbent on an answer I don't have, which is what their use of generative AI was. If this is something that someone has slaved over and crafted over and spent time, and it looks like you don't have the biggest budget, I'm giving you a pass on that and say, you know what, you've done some good and fun creature design and whatever. If it's been generated and therefore you typed a prompt and pressed a button, then I'm not going to be so nice about it. So imagine if you
But an
will a sliding
asterisk.
doors moment. I'm either being kind about it or absolutely rinsing it. Choose your own adventure, do your own research, and assume my opinion was as follows.
Just put an
There are some
asterisk next to
interesting
your
bits of
review.
the story. There's elements of Jaws and Jurassic Park that it leans into.
Hmm.
There's the environmental elements where there's this the salmon farms and the creatures coming out of melting glaciers, which I can get on board with. There's almost the mayor from Jaws element in this guy who's the business owner who's so desperate to sign with sort of Japanese investors that he's willing to jeopardize everything else and increase their production rates. There's a core of a story in that, and in all honesty, as a non-Norwegian speaker, I can't necessarily comment on the delivery of lines prompts because I don't speak that language. So that may cover a magnitude of sins or be able to be, much like the CGI, may be meaning that I'm diminishing what I can get from it. But it's perfectly watchable,
Hmm.
perfectly watchable, um, unless it's been done heavily with generative AI, in which case, damn their eyes and don't watch it. Try and find out and watch it accordingly.
This is making film criticism so bloody difficult, isn't it? Like, can we just go into it and be mean, or do we have to reserve it? I've
I
seen
do
some of the
feel like
things you've said,
you
Lucy.
should have to say if you're using it, though. Do you know what I mean? Otherwise, you're sort of lying to people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like, I just
yeah,
wish people were more clear about it because I would personally choose to avoid something that has that in,
yeah.
Hmm.
So it's very.
And there are people credited. There are human beings credited with the VFX. There are people credited with creature design. I've been scouring their IMDb pages. I've been looking them up on Wikipedia. I've been looking them up on Instagram to see if they're posting anything that is anti or pro AI tools. And I can't I can't gather that. I looked at some behind the scenes stuff when I was reading some interviews about it. I've done more research on this than films I've walked out of and been like fucking hell 5 stars. Um, because I'm trying to work out what my opinion should be, and I'm really struggling to find the background in this. I've seen some phenomenal stuff, which I will absolutely give credit for on how they managed underwater shooting, what the actors did to shoot underwater and what they did with color grading for shooting nighttime in the day and all this. So there's been some great technical skill work that's gone into this,
Hmm.
but the kraken in the room is what's happening there. Like if creature features are your thing, you'll definitely find stuff to enjoy here. But I can't ultimately recommend or not recommend it because I don't have a crucial piece of information. That's the best I can tell you. One thing I can heartily recommend though, you'll also, if you scroll back on that feed just a wee bit, you'll hear me talking to John Keys, the director, available now digitally, and I think it has had a US cinema release in the last few days, was Speed Demon. Exactly the kind of bullshit I love. Ben,
Yeah.
have you got round to watching Speed Demon yet? And
I've
Lucy,
seen
have
it
you?
now. I have.
I haven't seen it.
How hard does that opening scene hit, Ben?
It is pretty hard. I'll admit it does.
Lucy, if you want to see, if you want to know what you're going to be in for, Speed Demon, snakes on a plane? No. Asmodeus, the king of the demons, on a train is what you're looking at here. Traveling across the country on a high-speed train when someone gets a possessing. The Evil Dead lads are going to be kicking themselves that they didn't get to this concept first. And our hero of the piece is a nun. You know what type of nun? A badass one, played by cinema's own Katie Cassidy,
Also a nun
um,
who's like
an alcoholic sex addict who loves a line of coke.
who's like faith is being called into question, you know, and we get this a lot, don't we? I feel like this has got a lot in common with the Pope's exorcist. Pope's exorcist or Pope's
Yeah,
exorcism?
except instead of having loads of little espressos and driving around on a Vespa, she's popping lines, having some K.
Is it?
Brilliant.
Is that what it is?
I
Special
don't
K.
know.
Uh,
Yeah.
um, yeah. Even to the point where we've got a little bit. Do you remember when, like, at the end of the Pope's Exorcist, it tried to like open up the world a little bit and go, almost like an
You
Avengers
10,000
style.
exorcisms, Ben. Ben. I don't know if you heard that.
He's done 10,000 exorcisms. As he's doing exorcisms in his sleep. He's only done it to a foot, like a crowd, I reckon. He's done one exorcism to 10,000 people.
Yeah, at the MCG.
But yeah, what else are you going to say about this?
Just that it definitely knows, in a similar way, but very differently to Third Shift that I talked about. This one knows exactly what it is. It's not going in there saying, "Now listen, you take this very earnestly and seriously." I kind of like all the characters you've got. You've got your great sort of slasher ensemble tropes where you've got, a bit like CJ from the remake of Dawn of the Dead. It's like, oh, you're a fucking piece of shit, pain in the ass, but you're gonna come good in the end and do something that's gonna heroically save us all. And you've got like a kid, and you've
We've got like
got
a
like,
kid who knows everything. Why? Because
you've
she
got,
reads books.
yeah, encyclopedic kid because she does reading, and then you've got the couple and that guy who he's gearing himself up for a heroic moment. He's like,
Got Dickie Art.
yeah, yeah, it's like we're in a lovely couple, and actually you take care of me a lot because if I overexert myself, my heart could fucking explode. But someone does need to decouple these train cars while there's a demon coming. So now it's my time to
It's
take
like a
care of you.
nice train as well. Resident Evil Zero energy, right?
A beautiful shiny train. No
Yeah.
one's pissed on those seats, Ben.
Not until after the.
They haven't got that dappled pattern to avoid the staining. They're
Yeah.
beautiful,
Beautiful
pristine
seats,
stuff.
yeah.
This is what your extra 50 quid for a first class ticket will get you.
Mm.
Um, Very silly, but I was proper into this. I'm a little bit sad that I watched it on my own at home and not with a festival crowd
Yeah.
because I think that would have absolutely ripped at Fright Fest.
Yeah,
I
I
think
agree.
I think people would have come out chatting on about it. That could be your Halloween costume this year, couldn't you, Ben? You could go as sort of sex addicted,
Sex
drug addled
addicted,
nun.
drug addled nun. Yeah, why not?
Your big thigh high boots
I
underneath
could
your
I could pull it off.
nun's cassock. When you've woken up in the morning after you've been doing a big sex with a random man and need to go and catch the train with your exorcist, mate.
Yeah. William H. Macy's in it as well, right?
Yeah, he's the original exorcist because what I've also learned from this film, a bit like apparently it's things that also featured in Pray for the Devil. It also had a nun that was not allowed to do exorcisms because not a man. They're
Ah,
completely unrelated because I didn't remember her being a sex and drug and booze addict, and they're
no.
they're unrelated. It's just both about that concept that nuns are allowed to assist on exorcisms but not do them. Um,
Bloody
and
hell.
yeah, but it plays with that trope, and then as is the Ken of a good horror slasher movie, you need your final hero to be a badass female character, and that's what we've got here.
Yeah, it's good fun.
It is a good, bloody good laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. Had a lot of fun with it. If you are listening and you're in the US right now, there is still a very good chance you'll be able to catch it at cinemas, and that you should. But it is also available on digital right now.
Yeah. Hell yes. Is that everything from you, Andy?
Everything from me apart from Film of the Week.
Apart from Film of the Week, and that is, as we've previously mentioned, Backrooms, and that is a 2026 American science fiction psychological horror film directed and co-scored by Kane Parsons in his feature-length directorial debut. It's based on Parsons' web series and inspired by the Backrooms creepypasta. In the film, Clark, a furniture store owner, and Mary, his therapist, discover a dimension of seemingly endless liminal spaces accessed through the basement of the store. It stars Chiwetel Ejiofor, Renate Reinsve. It's really easy to pronounce names today. Mark Duplass, Finn Bennett, Lukita Maxwell as well in supporting roles. In terms of ratings and reviews, we've got 7.1 out of 10 on IMDb, Rotten Tomatoes, 89% critic score, 74% audience score. Letterboxd, 3.4 out of 5, and some choice reviews from there. Theo says, I've never been so excited to see a movie that's entirely piss yellow. I kind of stole that for the from the start of the episode, but 3.5 stars. Leah says, describing this movie is like trying to describe a dog to someone who's never seen one before. 3 stars. Starstruck says, the only time retail workers actually went and checked in the back. 3 stars. And Ari says, the back rooms are basically IKEA if you disassociate hard enough. 4.5 stars. Yeah, so piss yellow, definitely IKEA vibes. I mean, retail workers, if you go back and look in the back, you just go back and stare at a wall for about 30 seconds and then go back, don't you? That's the rules.
Right. Let me just talk about this. People going to shops, right? Retail workers have been in the back hundreds of fucking times. They know.
They know everything's back there.
They know what's back there. They don't need to check. There are no more Beyblade stadiums. You've left it too close to Christmas. I'm so sorry. The only person I did ever put the effort in to hold a pink Nintendogs DS4, I went on to be in a relationship with for 2 years. Like, I'm not gonna do it for you.
Was it based on that as well? Was that how the
No, that's
relationship
just how
was
we met,
formed?
and then we met again and said, "Oh, you're the game man," and I said, "I'm not a game man," but we were in a nightclub. It was very loud, and then we got talking from there, and that's how it all began. What a great meet cute! And I didn't do anything.
You're the game man.
Just so happened that she came in when a delivery just had, and not proud to say, Ben, I saved Christmas that day. We did it.
Saved Christmas. What an absolute hero.
Absolutely saved Christmas. But yeah, people who work in shops, they know what's in the back. You're not going to find anything. Just leave them alone.
No. So Lucy, it's been a little while since you've seen this film. Is it stuck with you since then, since you first saw it?
Yeah, I genuinely can't stop thinking about it. Like, it's kind of ridiculous. I absolutely love it. I reread the Wikipedia summary just so I'm not completely clueless. And yeah, I just think it's great. Yeah, it messed me up, man. That opening sequence, bloody hell. It's like, I remember just being there like, this is like stressing me out, you know?
Yeah. Really good opening sequence. Something that, like, there are definitely parts of it that kind of do feel like you're in a video game. I guess that's done purposely.
It's sort of the filtery bit as well, and it also catches one of the most primal fears of us all. This is definitely, I think, maybe a Henry Packer bit or something else that he's pointed out, but birds inside are terrifying. Bird
Not
outside.
Just a bird, seagull, the worst bird.
Yeah, the scariest bird.
Yep.
Imagine if a seagull got in your house now. I'd rather a tiger got in.
Oh, that's stressful. Yeah, that opening scene is brilliant. The camera work on that is just absolutely insane. Like, whipping around, stressing you out. I was like waiting for something to be like this close to my face. Like it was intense. So good.
Hmm. Um, yeah. So in terms of, so it's set in 1990 as well, isn't it? Which I
Mhm.
guess
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't know if I necessarily noticed that for a little while until someone started using a computer, because we're at that point in society now where if someone's using an old video camera, they might just be using an old video camera because they like the way they like the look of it. They're looking for something lo-fi and nice. But it took me a little while to realize, okay, actually, I get it. It's set in the 90s here. A lot of films like are a bit heavy-handed in terms of how they try and represent things. This is the bloody 90s, don't you know? Usually by putting a blockbuster in the film
Or
somewhere.
any era, right? It's like
Yeah.
Paranormal Activity 3. You couldn't move for Teddy Ruxpin in that movie to prove it was the 80s. He was in it. He was in every shot.
He's in every bloody shop. What a bloody legend. Um, yeah, so your relationship with the Backrooms, Lucy, you've played the games. You're aware of the creepypasta as well.
Just
Were you excited when
read
you heard
lots
that they were
of it.
excited when
Yeah.
they heard they were making a movie?
I was, I feel like, yeah, because I'd seen all the Kane Parsons like little shorts he did on the internet, and I was like, with A24's back, and I was like, this sounds really promising. They very rarely miss. I'm a bit of an A24 shill, I'm not gonna lie. So I was like, you know what, I trust them, and I'm happy that Kane's on board. I think if they'd got someone who wasn't Kane, I would have been upset. But yeah, I was like, you know what, I think we can do something good with this. So from day one, I was like locked in. Yeah, I really wanted
Hmm.
it.
Yeah, I mean, I
That was a
wasn't.
great thing, this inbuilt audience as well. How packed were your screenings?
Yeah, pretty
Mine was
busy.
real busy.
Pretty
Mine was
busy, yeah.
really busy,
Yeah.
full.
Um, and again, similar to Obsession, I guess, is like it's really captured something for younger audiences and sort of older audiences as well. It feels like people are just enjoying this for what it is, almost like just curious to like what the hell it's about. And I guess like Obsession was a bit like that as well. Oh, where's it going to go? And I guess that's the thing, isn't it? That curiosity, similar to Clark when he goes into the bloody back rooms. That curiosity, because do you think you'd go in? I feel like you'd go in, wouldn't you? You'd go and have a little look about.
You would, wouldn't you? You'd stay very close to the wall, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
Just like, okay, I can go back out at any time. I wouldn't like wander off like he did. It's like, mate,
No.
get back here. Where are you going? Come back.
Made a bloody map as well, didn't he?
He just wandered off. Like,
He just
Suddenly there was a
wandered off. See you
beast in
later.
there as well. I'd want that string to be on me going back out of the back rooms.
I
yeah,
think I think I'd go into a few rooms, but I don't think I'd ever like go through a tiny tunnel, crawl through a tiny door, go down a hole or anything like that.
No,
Those are
I'm
the
not doing
things.
anything.
yeah,
Normal walking around. And none of them in this film like seem to work out what the most exciting thing was about the backrooms. Infinite storage.
Yeah.
I'd never have to slim down my bookshelf or like physical media ever again.
No.
I'd just move the bookshelf into the first bit of the backrooms,
just
put
start
it in
moving
there.
it gradually.
Yeah.
That's what someone's
After a
been doing.
while, after a while, that big beast is going to come and say, "Sorry, Andy, you're taking the piss a bit. Eh? Like you're filling up these infinite back rooms," and be like, "Mate, like, do you want to borrow one of these many copies of
I
of a
like
film I've got here?"
I like the fact that there you don't really get, and obviously we are going to be spoiling this film. We don't really get any answers. It's not like we just get this is what the back rooms is and what it does and how it works. It's all kind of left up to you
Get
to
sort of suggestions, right, for you to make up your mind.
yeah. But even like Mark Duplass's character doesn't know. He ain't got a bloody clue, has he? Has he?
Yeah.
No. He
Not
said,
really.
yeah, not really, no. And also like you could really dive into it and go like, what is the back rooms? What's reality in this? Because even reality has got this kind of odd, like the sky looked too perfect, didn't it? In
Yeah.
this film, the sky looked blue with like all
That
these.
was the sky in the 90s, Ben. We were just out there living our lives.
It was like that. It was like a Windows 95 wallpaper. It was perfect.
Animaniacs on the telly.
The ice cream man
God knows
covering
what
every.
God knows what was on the ice cream vans back then. Winnie the Pooh, Betty Boop.
Yeah, you're right.
Wish
Donald
that
Duck
was taking the piss. She definitely was on an ice
definitely was
cream
on it. Yeah.
van. Thumper, he's all over him. Mind that child, he says.
Thumper. Oh my god, That you've got it there.
You stick thumb for an ice cream van. You know you're in
there.
business.
Um,
Same artist that paints all children's wards in hospitals.
and you know what? The
What do you
performances are
think
great.
a Backrooms ice cream truck would look like?
Just covered in
They
that
put one in
wallpaper, wasn't it? Covered in that wallpaper and driven by
it would be like
Pirate Clark.
the wrong way around or something.
Yeah.
Upside down. Yeah. Anyway, sorry, I'm just musing.
I hope the
No,
ice
no.
cream in there doesn't taste of what looks like flavorless foam that the people are made out of.
Yeah, the flavorless foam people. And with their multiple faces. And again, like in a film, and I think this is just such a great advert for practical effects as well, because a lot of the practical effects we see in this film, and again, I'm not Osgood Perkins was a producer on this film, which is interesting. James Wan as well. But like for something like Keeper, which did like the multiple faces thing, and it was really CGI, and it kind of just looked a bit not just looked quite naff. Seeing that same effect done with practical effects in this film makes it so much
Far more
creepier,
tangible, right?
far more tangible, far more creepy. And there's a good 5 or 6 moments in this film which could go down as like some of the most unnerving moments in horror cinema of the last like 10 years. Christmas tree part.
Oh Christ, yeah.
A little wee man putting the light on when he goes round.
Little wee fella
Horrible.
putting on the light. That was scary. Obviously we've got Pirate Clark as well, played by the same tall fella who plays the offspring in Alien Romulus. Don't know if you guys knew that.
Yeah.
So he plays the offspring, the entire band in a trench coat.
He's bloody all of them. Give it to me, baby. Robert Bob Ross Bob Roxy Bob Roski.
We're gonna say
It's
Bob
a-
Ross. I was like, what?
I did. Bob Ross.
Oh, Ben's back rooms would be horrible. Big, tall Bob Ross played
Big,
by
tall
the
Bob
offspring
Ross.
in a coat trying to get you.
Bob Ross, very relevant to horror currently. There was a lot of Bob Ross in Passenger, wasn't there, Lucy?
And there was actually funny you should mention that.
Yeah. There was a
Yeah.
lot of talk. There was a lot of quoting Bob Ross. There was like a Bob Ross bobblehead. Easy for you to say. But yeah, I mean, do you know what? There's something about like furniture. What was it like furniture display rooms or furniture stores that I always find a bit strange. Like
Yeah.
because because whenever I walk past a DFS or something like that, I go, "There's no one in there. There's never anyone in there. Who's going there to buy their sofa?"
What you have done, Ben, is you've walked past on the one day of the year that there's not a sale on. That's why.
I was gonna say there's literally always a sale.
Whenever I look in
You
there.
still
There-
nobody going.
There is some poor fucker that goes into a DFS on the.
Mm.
Why do I know this? Per trading standards, the prices they advertise in a sale means there must be at least 30 days of the year when they are at the price that they say is RRP. So God knows what that is. Oh, I'll tell you what, Ben, never get me started on GDPR either. I could teach you a semester on it. But like, yeah, those places are always about. Can you imagine working? I definitely in living memory had a nightmare where I just had a job in a DFS and it was boring.
Just a nightmare. It looks dead boring. I also feel like you couldn't walk into a place like that without being immediately accosted by someone because they're like, "Oh my God, a customer."
Yeah.
Oh my God, what do you need? You need this, you need that. And I feel like that's what Clark would be like. He's sleeping in there as well, though, which I feel like is a little bit of a. That's also kind of terrifying, right? Sleeping in the furniture store,
Yeah.
especially
And
when
that
the
bed would
lights are flickering.
stink.
And that bed.
He's not selling that bed.
Come on, mate. You've been in that for God knows how many nights now. Like, come on, mate.
Yeah, but he'd be able to
How's he
recommend it, wouldn't he?
Sheets in the washing machine.
He'd be able to recommend that bed. He'd go, "This bed is absolutely great. I'm having a great night."
When someone blatantly comes in with their kids and they're jumping all over it, stomping his Cheetos that he's been eating in bed into the duvet.
Bloody hell. Gutted. But yeah, he's a very complex man. Let's say complex, but I feel like his downfall happens pretty quickly. I know we will get into it as well.
We see him early scene, right, as him going to see his therapist. And this is a good, beautiful bit of acting when they do this role playing about we quickly established that he is not with his wife anymore because of being horrible and short-tempered when he came home, and also being a big old boozer, but not a
Yeah.
badass nun to counterbalance that. So he does a bit of role play, and we don't cast his wife in the film, but his therapist plays the role of
Mm,
what feels like the climatic argument in their relationship, and what he's continued to have a problem over because he keeps pointing out, she kicked me out of my house because I pay for that house.
mm.
When he has come home drunk from work and he has this deep resentment of his wife because she is not working and is in law school. And when he comes home drunk and she says, "Why have you come home late and why are you pissed up?" He talks about how basically he's keeping a roof over the head while she sits on a fat ass and doesn't do any work, which can
His
confirm would probably get you kicked out of a house by any normal
his
person.
his therapist, Mary Klein, as well, is quite quite a big deal in the therapist world. She got like a book, like she got a advertisement on cable TV, but she's obviously going through her own trauma as well, with the past of her mother, who was like an agoraphobic and kind of kept them locked up, and the demolition of her childhood home, and it's kind of like represented by this handprint in stone, which
Yeah, the only good memory she has was when they put their hands in the cement in the foundations, and
mm,
now she has kept that as kind of the memento. Is it about your like the things that you keep from your past, I guess.
yeah.
Mhm.
Um, well, let's talk about that opening scene again first, because I guess it's kind of like to set the scene. So it's supposed to
Yeah.
be scientists from the AC. So in the games, who are the fellas in the like yellow hazmat suits, Lucy?
I'm pretty sure they go through Kane's stuff, so I'm pretty sure it's async if I remember correctly.
AC.
Um,
So you're
but
when you play the game, you're not like one of them, are you? Or are you just like anyone? Just
I think you just anyone. Like I say, it's been a while since I played it, and the problem with the Backrooms is, like I say, there's two distinct corners of lore here. So there's
oh, I see.
Kane's, and there's the wiki, which has like a bunch of entities and a bunch of levels. So people kind of draw on both of them really,
Mm,
because Kane is so influential in the backroom space. I can't remember off the top of my head who you play, but I'm pretty sure Async is part of it. Yeah.
mm.
Okay,
Yeah.
nice.
So obviously, it's one of the scientists from the Async Institute
Yeah.
who's like lost in the back rooms, and we understand that it's the scientists as well watching this footage of this person lost in the back rooms, finds like a room with loads of equipment, almost like I'm lost, where's everybody gone? And he gets
Mhm.
chased and attacked by an unknown entity. Obviously sees a lovely seagull in there as well, flapping around, which is, you're right, Andy, birds inside are terrifying. If I see a bird outside, all right, that's a nice little cute bird. As soon as is in the house flapping around, feathers going everywhere, trying to get out the window, I'm terrified.
Came
Similar to
downstairs once and
moths,
there
I
was a
think.
robin in the kitchen.
Oh.
What am I going to do? I said, and he had to close the door very stealthily before the dogs realized there was a robin in the kitchen, and then really ineffectively try to usher it out without trying to catch or hurt the poor thing.
And you did it.
Yeah.
You did it. So yeah, that's sort of setting the scene, and then yeah, I think like the character work is great in this film. Like obviously, a lot of times in horror movies, we try to like establish characters having trauma, and but I think like the trauma between the two main characters is very very different. The way they deal with it is completely different. They've both got different coping mechanisms, and the fact that they're kind of like linked together in this way is really interesting because Clark is obviously obsessed with the store, obsessed with the finances of the store. Hires an electrician because bloody Lecky Bill's eye, isn't it? Lecky Bill's eye. He needs to get one of those meters. What's it called? I'm
Smart
sure
Well,
meter.
a
smart
smart
meters,
meter
yeah.
is,
They've not
or
been
is that a
invented
rip-off?
yet, Ben.
Oh
No
yeah,
such
you're
thing
right.
as
It's the
smart meters
90s.
yet.
Yeah, you're
L-
right though. You keep forgetting it's the 90s because it's not immediately obvious, is it? It's strange.
yeah.
It's a bloody
What's
smart
the
meter.
electrician? Oh, you want to put some LEDs in it? They haven't been invented yet either, Ben.
Fuming.
He's got big fluorescent tubes that like switch on, do that gung,
Oh
and they'll
yeah,
flicker on like over time, like Alien Trilogy when you turn the
yeah.
lights on
Oh,
every time.
I hate it when those lights flicker. Like if you're working in an office, some of them those fluorescent lights start flickering. Feel
and
my
you get
eyeball
one that just
twitching.
makes a permanent buzz to it. And
Oh,
that's
you're
where he's
wicked.
working. Yeah, and his lucky bill's dead eye. And they
Uh,
go off at a random time.
yeah, the lights go off at a random time, obviously, and then the electrician who's looking for it goes to the breaker switches and finds like three weird angled switches,
Diagonal switch.
diagonal switches. Who's bloody installed this then? I feel like all electricians would be like that. Wow, some bloody morons installed this. This breaker board is obviously a mag.
That in
Um,
itself, though, is an interesting factor for the film if you think about it, because that isn't in the back rooms, but yet the artifact of that fuse box itself is something that you might expect to see in the back rooms because it is slightly wrong, right?
yeah,
The switch is meaningless and it's on there, but that is in the
yeah,
real
it's
in the
bleeding
real thing
into
of a shot.
reality
Does
somewhat.
that give you do you start to think that it's the back rooms affecting outside?
Yeah, well, I guess it kind of must be in a way, and that's why that kind of the reality and the black and the back rooms like bleeding together is what is always because there's a lot of even the spaces which are like the real world tend to look a certain way, tend to look quite liminal at times. The car park outside, the sort of the place where Clark goes to speak to his
The trailer park place where
assistant
they
manager,
live.
like the
Well,
trailer park place.
looks
Yeah,
like a
that's
holiday. Looks like holiday chalets.
looks like holiday chalets. Looks like bloody Butlins, mate, doesn't it? The sky, like obviously, is blue constantly, and the clouds are like quite like perfect. There's something perfect about them. Um, even like I guess the therapist office in a way is quite minimalist, and yeah. So the back rooms in reality, there is sort of like a similarity to it, isn't there?
That therapist chair, Ben, a reference that will mean nothing to anyone except you and one other person in the whole world. Doesn't have the Union Jack pattern on it, but her chair's like the Brexit chair from Harrogate, isn't it?
That is that's an incredibly niche reference to deliver on a podcast. Sorry about that, Lucy. But yeah, yeah, it's just a chair that me and Andy have sat in. A chair that me and Andy have sat in an Airbnb, which has got the Union Jack on it, and we sit in it, and we become ever so bigoted when we're in it.
Yeah, when you sit in that, when you sit in the, it's contractually obligated. When you sit in the Brexit chair, you can only speak like Clarkson.
Yeah. Um. Okay, so obviously Clark has taken up residence in the store. Oh yeah, so when you talk about the bit where he does a role play with Mary, where he's being the wife, it's weird, isn't it? Because even though Mary's playing the wife and she's not really adding, she's adding a certain amount to it. Clark is furious with her. You could see that rage. He's seething, and Mary's obviously going through it as well at this time, where she's trying to help him, but she can obviously see
Yeah.
that he's. Yeah, it's an interesting scene, isn't it?
Talking contemporary horror, he's got a bit of the bears about him as well, right? Where unfortunately it's a guy that has either done something bad or has problems and definitely doesn't want to admit that any of these things are in any way his fault or he could have behaved any differently or could have done something better. It's very much that he is a victim in this
Mm.
and he was thrown out of his house undeservedly.
Do we
I
ever?
like having that sort of unreliable narrator, though. It's interesting, isn't it? Because like we never hear her side of anything. It's just
Yeah.
him. So it's like how much of that is true, and you sort of like, yeah, it's a very uncomfortable. You feel like you shouldn't be in that scene. I felt really uncomfortable watching it. I'm like, I'm just gonna go,
Mm.
guys. This is weird. Like,
This is
being
your
very.
therapy session. I'll just be.
Yeah, I'm just gonna duck out.
I think Mary's quite good at sort of like confronting him about these things though. 'Cause
Yeah,
she doesn't just say things that kind of back up what he says. She does really the arguments she brings forward feel very realistic in terms of what what his wife probably would have said.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, like when he says, "Oh, I had a couple of beers." How many? Define a few.
How
yeah. And
many
you're like, come on.
how many pints of Thatcher's Gold have you really drank, Clark? Tell me the truth. Just had a couple. Just had a couple.
It's like
Relaxing bottles of whiskey.
it's like you, Ben, when we see you at Fright Fest after we've taken a break to go for Korean dinner while
Yeah.
you've been off to watch a harrowing documentary, and it's like, how many you had?
How many you had? Your breath. Yeah, I could smell it on your breath. You bloody drunks.
You stinker booze.
Yes, absolutely stinker booze. and there's me just sat there drinking me lovely Evian. Oh. But yeah, it's kind of one of those things. Obviously, he's got a lot of unresolved. I don't know. Is trauma the right word? It's almost like he's got a lot of unresolved. Like a relationship has ended, not on his terms. So
Mhm.
Yeah, and he talks about being lonely. The different no, he's alone, which is not the absence of people, the absence of people that are important. Because he says to
mm,
his therapist, "Oh no, I've got my assistant manager and another employee that I see." And so no, but you're not lonely. You are alone. You have nobody.
Yeah.
yeah.
And he finds himself, as you say, sleeping at his store, watching royalty-free television programs late at night.
Sleeping at the store. There was a time where that was like the dream, wasn't it? We would have loved to like stay in Toys
Had a
R Us like the bloody
sleepover.
Wet Bandits.
But I say Toys R Us, that would be the one. Any advance on any other shop that you'd have liked to have been stayed at overnight as a kid?
Isn't that film The Roof Man about a guy staying in Toys R Us? It is, isn't it?
That's about an actual criminal that used to break into
Yeah.
shops. This is a
Yeah,
true
that's right.
story.
Yeah. Um, I think like Sweet Shop when you're a kid, or like some sort of a home bargains be pretty good, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah, you've got everything there.
You got everything. You never get bored. There'd always be something to eat, no matter what it was.
You
You'd
could
have
stay
all.
in the big Asda, that would be pretty good. But I imagine places that have a night shift, so probably end up like stacking shelves, put to work.
I mean, you should just stay in IKEA though, because everything's already done out for you. You've got like entire rooms that you can just hang out in.
Yeah, that's true. I used
So
to
You'd need
do.
to like bring a real computer in though, because those ones are fake with like, it's just got a sticker of Minecraft on a fake computer. Bring your own laptop in and sit at the
Oh,
fancy computer
Oh
desk.
yeah.
it's very uncanny valley IKEA because it's like you say everything's fake, literally everything.
Mm.
You're like nothing in here is real. Like it's
Yeah.
just horrible. Yeah. I
I
think Toys R Us trumps it though. That's definitely the one.
mm. I had
You
a
could check in the back to see if they've got any of the stuff that they've told you they've not got all this time.
I had a
Exactly.
weird period of time in my life where I worked a night shift in B&Q, and it was kind of like I was like l- sort of like tricked into doing it. Like, so someone I worked with was like, "I'm going to start doing the night shift because you get paid more, and this, and that. Do you want to do it as well?" And I went, "Yeah, go on." And I started doing it, and this person stopped doing it almost immediately. Nah, I don't like it. It's not for me. But when I
They're like,
tried to
oh,
stop
a
doing it, they were
shift's
like,
a shift's turned up on the day shift. Yeah, it's bloody mine. It's
"Yeah,
taken.
yeah, it was like that." And I kind of went, I want to go back to the day shift. And like, you can't, we ain't got enough people on the night shift. So I got like stuck. I did it for 8 months, right? And it was a bit like that. You would find yourself literally just walking like just anywhere, carrying one light bulb or something like that to like put it back
Being
on the
picked
shelf.
on by night shift bullies, running around B&Q looking for long waits,
It wasn't even
getting the bubbles out of spirit levels.
again. I don't
Where's the
want
tartan paint go?
to. I don't want to tar everyone with the same brush, but a very specific type of person works the night shift. I wouldn't say a bully. I would say someone who didn't really want to talk to you at all. But
Mm.
and again, I'm not throwing anyone under the bus here because it was 20 years ago. People used to like they used to hide in different places and just go to sleep. So like you'd find people sometimes, you'd be doing something and you'd find someone like just like between some stuff asleep. And somebody who used to like drive a forklift or something, like went up into the racking, lifted themselves up in the forklift, and like had a little hidden little cubby hole and they'd sleep in there. True. It's true. I never saw it with
Like the
my own
Rat
eyes.
Man from Portal, just like hiding behind the scenes in the
Yeah.
back rooms.
But yeah, it was pretty horrible because you used to get it wasn't a great vibe. You'd find yourself
Just
sat in
working
the
a furniture.
you'd find yourself sat in the break room watching what was like the TV that was on in the middle of the night, like the quizzes.
Royalty-free TV, or you watching like
No.
what's like the one that like people that drunk people phone into, like the
Yeah.
quiz thing where
Uh,
it's like we're looking for a five-letter word beginning with A.
Oh,
Greggles
fucking
is on all
hell.
night, and then like, absolute wreckheads who are blasted on a Tuesday evening are phoning.
Yeah. It was
just at
stuff.
telly shopping channels, just watch like
Yeah.
QVC or
Yeah. But yeah, it kind of reminded me of that time when I saw him sleeping in
something.
the furniture in the bed in the furniture shop. I was a bit like, Oh my God, the old night shift. I can't remember
Yeah.
what did I do? How did I get out of the night shift? I think I just like
Fate your own death.
faked my own death. I think I just got really, really annoyed about it and just went like, I'm sick of it. Put me back on the data shift, for God's sake. And they said yes.
My mum said I'm not allowed to do night shift
My
anymore.
mum said it's because it's just a weird time as well. Because like you go home and you're like, I'll just go straight to sleep then, do you? But you don't do that in the day shift. You got all day
Yeah.
left.
Yeah.
You can't do that in the night shift. You just go home and go to bed, and the rest
I
of the
used to
day is
work in a
just
big W on a furniture department. Never the night shift, but I used to work until 10 p.m.,
oh
which
yeah.
was late enough to be on like a furniture thing. And you'd sometimes want a little rest in the futons when someone got you to go out the back to see if there's anything in the steel container outside. And it's just a big box full of mattresses. You feel like I could have a little rest here.
Yeah.
My championship moment was though. Once we took something out from someone's car, they just wanted it loaded into the car, so we ended up with a giant cardboard box. And it
Oh
was in the
yeah.
era of Solid Snake was at the peak of his powers then. So I took this big box back in afterwards, and I wonder if I can get all the way down the shop. It's about 9 o'clock at night. Just made my way down under this box, cardboard box, holding still, looking out the little thing. Made it all the way down to the warehouse. I did. What a time! Proudest achievement.
What a bloody time. And then someone came up to you and just shrink wrapped the old box and put it in the
I did sort of go, what was that noise? And I had to get into the box. Whose footprints are these? What a time.
What a time. Uh
Clark doesn't do any of that
no,
though.
no, 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 no.
We wouldn't have had any of the same drink problems here because we'd have made our own fun in his
Yeah, we would
furniture
have.
in Captain Clark's
Also,
Ottoman Empire.
I'd sleep in a different bed every night, wouldn't you? I'd mix it right up.
And then
Yeah.
all your beds would be equally gross.
Yeah.
I mean, no one's
You mean-
buying them anyway, so like.
No one's buying them though. It does feel like no one's buying them. He's got like a TV advertisement as well. Obviously, which I guess we should mention. Where he's a pirate with a peg leg, and
Doing mixed metaphors,
yeah.
talking about living like a sultan in the Ottoman Empire. And
Oh,
his
yeah.
employee even says, so are you a pirate or a sultan or
Pirate or bloody sultan. Go on, make your mind up. Yeah. So I guess we can tell business isn't exactly booming. And the continued electrical irregularities lead him down to the basement. This is like there's nothing down there. Is it? Is it just a basement? Is that all it is? I thought it was just another level of the shop.
just another, it's just like another bit, more seating downstairs like a McDonald's.
Yeah, or like one. It was always like when Wilkinson's always had a different floor, isn't it? And there's nothing up there. You'd be like, "Fuck's."
Sometimes beds like this.
Yeah, no wonder it went bust. So when he goes down to the basement, he notices a glowing slit in the wall. Is that the right word for it? A glowing,
A slither, a little
a sliver.
of light.
It's less of a, it's less than a slit, isn't it? It's a sliver.
Yeah,
Mm.
a slither of light.
And he's like, "What's going on there?" And basically, is it now that he goes in?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
goes to lean against the wall and he no clips right through it. A phrase I need to address here because I feel
Yeah.
like the young people are trying to claim no clipping as if it's their thing. I was no clipping in Shareware Doom 1 in the early 90s, lads. Don't come at me and tell this is a young person's phrase, Andy. By the way, Delulu is really obviously just a corruption of delusional. It's not that clever, and it's quite possible for people over 30 to very easily decode those things.
Yeah.
You're not mad. It's fine. Language isn't very difficult. And if you're older than that and say, like, God, I understand what young people are saying, it's not that hard. Listen and think of a word that it might be just a shorter version of. It's fine.
I feel like this podcast, this podcast for you, this podcast for you, Andy, has become therapy. I feel like we're addressing all of
today.
I'm like, are you okay?
I feel like I've come in with a lot of rage today. I'm just fed up of people going how generations are very different. It's not. Everything's the same always.
I
Is
feel
what
like
I'm picking up on here.
when you get up at the end of recording this episode, you're just going to walk off into that back room. That's actually where you are right now. It's not a back
Yeah,
room.
that's where I currently am. I'll go no clipping through that wall.
Yeah, so he no clips through the wall. Is it the same as what happens in Fallout? What happens in Bethesda games where you end up like halfway through?
T-posing and falling into oblivion.
Yeah,
I love how you mentioned Bethesda because it happens so often there. Yeah, yep.
it does, doesn't it? I love,
I've
I
been
love,
Bethesda janked into a new dimension.
I love it
It's always Bethesda.
on TikTok when people do like falling over like a Fallout character after they've been shot, and it's so good. It's literally like everything just folded in half. So yeah, he goes in and he immediately like I guess he reacts how you would, like, what the hell? And I guess another thing that you would do is immediately make sure you can get back out. That's the first thing you do before you commit to looking around. And he does that, doesn't he? Does he do that?
Yeah.
He does
Yeah.
come back, doesn't he, and then goes back in again.
So there's a labyrinth of very similar big rooms, long corridors with like piles of furniture, malformed furniture, furniture that's like half in the room and half like
Some
out of it.
shoes.
Some shoes, just loads of random like items, very like
Little standee of a caveman. Is it a caveman? It's just a bloke.
yeah, what is that thing? Is that something from the games? Is that like a recognizable thing from the games, like little standee of a man, and it's like the audio playing is like
I can't remember if that is or not, but I think it was just because obviously there's a lot of surrealism in the back rooms and there's just a lot of random shit. So
yeah,
I don't think it's from his original series or anything like that. I just think they wanted to put something a little unnerving in there, you
yeah.
know.
There's loads
But
of like
none of it
really
makes sense.
really random unnerving stuff. Like if you went into a room and you found like I don't know a 1995 Argos catalog, or
Yeah.
Yeah,
That'd
that would
be
just
in your
freak
back
me
rooms.
out.
that would freak you out. It would like how's this got here? What's going on?
I
Um,
did read that the when we see the first standee, we see him many times, but the first one we see, there's like an audio playing of saying
yeah.
loads of different things, different languages. Apparently, that is the gold record that the Discovery program or whichever the space program was shot into space with the deep
Oh, I
space probes.
see.
So if imaginary space aliens ever find it, they can hear all our
So it's
best
almost
recordings
like
of the same
the
line.
scientists have probably put that there
Yeah,
rather
I'm guessing
than
the scientists have set that up there to because they've also set up a camera because when
mm.
Clark
Oh
passes
yeah,
it,
of
we
course.
see Mark Duplass later watching him appearing on screen.
And I feel like the scientists are still in there as well. Is that right?
They
The
go in
sci
and out, yeah.
No, I mean the scientists who are watching him, they're not outside somewhere. They're like in there somewhere. Are they?
Don't know.
No? Maybe I'm just like
Wait, I found something about the cavemen. This is one I haven't actually watched, so this is a correction.
okay.
The cavemen were originally used in found footage 3, which I apparently haven't seen for some reason. And they were used to attract entities, so they were put in there by async. There you go.
Oh, okay.
I
So
was like, there must be a reason behind it, but that's not really explained in the film, so it's easy to miss.
So they've
yeah.
just
But
got these
yeah,
yeah, they've just got a load of these lads they can put in there to
Well, I like
attract
so
the
they
beasts.
look like humans to piss the entities off, I would assume. So.
I like the fact that it's not fully explained because even what the entities are, like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
entities are kind of like I guess Clark's got his own idea of what they are. They're kind of like these misremembered things from the real
Mm-hmm.
world. But then again, like, is the Clark thing in there before Clark even goes in? I guess it is, isn't it?
Yeah,
So
because I guess I don't know what chases him in this. We don't know what chases him in this first bit, right? Because we don't see it.
No.
So what pirate Clark is? He's called a still life, which is essentially they basically mimic what humans look like, but obviously they're making a copy of a human, so they just look wrong, as we can see later in the film.
Mm,
But it's not explained. Yeah, like who was the entity in the beginning chasing the guy, and who was the one that chased Clark? We don't know that,
yeah.
and that's really interesting because it's like, is it Captain Clark or does he come later? So
I like the thought of it being something that already exists there, like it's already duplicated him. Like the like
yeah,
passage of time isn't like a straight line. It's almost like it kind of just if you've been in there, then
yeah, yeah.
then at whatever
Because in
point
the
you've been in
game,
there.
they're always in the game they seem far more abstract, right? At least they're big, like sort of stickmen and stuff, right?
Yeah, there's a bunch of entities. I think the ones in Escape the Backrooms are skin stealers, which are a bit different. So skin
Hmm.
stealers start out looking like these weird sort of. They almost look a bit like Morph from Art Attack, or a bit like, you know what I mean? They're strange.
Oh,
Oh
like
yeah.
little stick.
Oh, I see.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Bloody
And
morph.
so they basically would steal the appearance of a human, and they look exactly like a human. That's the difference between them. So
Yeah.
obviously, if you fell into the back rooms and found a skin stealer and you thought it was a human, then you were duped and it would kill you. Whereas the still lifes look absolutely nothing like humans; they just look wrong. Like eyes are in the wrong place and mouths are weird. And yeah,
Still
so
life
there's a whole
entity.
bunch of these
Oh yeah.
entities.
Is
It's
that
a rabbit hole.
the thing that looks like it's made of like cassette tape? That thing. You know which one I mean? The one all wobbly
Oh
and
yeah, that's Kane Parsons' first one that he did. It's called Bacteria. And
oh,
it's the
okay.
big tall thing that's like black and yeah, and it's got like it
Hmm.
looks like a squiggle. Yeah, that's called Bacteria. There's so many of
Jesus.
them,
Yeah.
and I do think I just kind of want to say like I understand if people are frustrated because they're like, what are these creatures? It doesn't make any sense because like if you're not like me, you don't know what these things are, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like some people like the mystery of not knowing what they are as well because you
Oh
just
yeah,
sort of
definitely. Absolutely.
like why would the back rooms explain this to you? Like we're just as clueless as the characters that are in there. You know,
Yeah. I
like
think that's
if
what's
you
good.
if you run into bacteria, you don't want to ask it questions. You just want to get out. You're like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
see
no
you later,
thanks.
mate. It almost
You
makes me
know,
feel like that bacteria thing, like
mm,
there's a still life thing, like keep copying itself until eventually, like it doesn't actually look like the thing at all it was trying to
I'm
copy in the
pretty
first
sure
place.
that's what still life does. Yeah, I mean, again, there's different interpretations of still life, but that's what Captain Clark is meant to be. He's meant to be like a sort of caricature of Clark.
Yeah,
Um,
I like
he
that though
he
because it
looks
makes me
fucked up
think
as well. He looks
this
horrible.
the still life has maybe seen his advert as well. Like
Yeah.
somehow the
You're
still
just like,
life's
oh,
got cable TV and it goes bloody hell.
that's what a human looks like.
Yeah,
That's freaky.
because there's obviously a big time jump as well, isn't there? Like at some point when Clark seems to end up in
We
the
sort of never know. I think
uh,
maybe like if I can level any criticism at the films, I would have liked some sort of indication about how much time he's been missing from the
Yes.
hmm,
Hmm.
real world. We get some subtle clues, like with the amount of post that's gone through the doors of the shop when his therapist finally does go there, triggered by his phone call.
hmm.
But I don't know, maybe something that would indicated it from 2 seconds of them looking at picking up and looking at the bills and seeing how many repeat letters they were, or like a newspaper from a month ago, and so we know how long it's meant to have been that he's been gone.
Mm.
Because otherwise, unless you pick up on those really subtle bits, it's like he had another appointment the next day and he
Yeah.
didn't come.
True. And I feel like that context would have helped because obviously by the time we meet him, he's clearly just lost his mind, right?
Yeah,
And it's
exactly.
kind of
That would
like
have
how
helped.
long does the back rooms take to corrupt you that much? Do you know
Mm.
what I mean? So yeah, there's not really a time indicator in this. I mean, like you were saying earlier, that you barely recognize it's the 90s until you're like, oh yeah, it is the 90s. Like this,
Mm.
it's just so like it's a strange. It's very disorientating as a film, I think.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
mean, you've given me a bit to explore. We can talk about it more when we get to that bit of the plot, but do you
Mm.
think that being in the back rooms by some of its whatever its effects are have corrupted him and made him go mad, or has he just gone mad because there was something wrong with him, and without the normalizing factors of society having to go to work every day and through the things that happen in the back rooms, the
Bit
death
of
of some of the
both, I reckon.
characters,
I
have
think
that
there's a bit.
just has that just allowed him to go mad?
Because
Yeah,
I think it's very like telling that he's the only one out of everyone that goes in there who
yeah.
genuinely thinks it's beautiful and genuinely likes it. Do you know what I mean? Like
Mm.
everyone else that goes in is like, what? Like this is horrible, and he's like, oh, I'll give you the tour. It's like, all right,
I
Clark,
love it in
like
here.
I am
But
skipping ahead a bit there, sorry, but like it's
Yeah,
he's
it's good.
very like, oh, I'll just give you the grand tour guide. There's a pool, and they're just sort of following him like, Clark, what's wrong with you, man? Like,
yeah,
why do you like it in here? This is horrible.
Do you think
Strange.
this is like his training as a an architect, which has given him like some sort of amazement about how this place is structured and how it
oh yeah, we
Yeah,
didn't even mention that,
works
did
and
we?
how it
Yeah.
isn't? Because he
possibly.
talks like
Yeah,
he's
he's
sort of
a
a
failed architect.
frustrated architect, right? Yeah.
Yeah, good
This first
point.
this first time he goes in as well, he finds some belongings. He finds like a bag, doesn't he?
Hmm.
That's like behind a little hatch. Um, what's in the bag? What's in
It's
the
the stuff
bag?
of the async scientist that got killed by the entity at the beginning of
That's
the
right.
film.
Yes, his stuff. It's his like pass and various other things, and that's when he ends up going through a tunnel, down a hole. There's like a weird, like angled room which like goes really small into a tiny little hatch.
Big
Alice
pit
in
of chairs at
Wonderland.
the bottom.
Yeah, and he goes through that. I feel like I'd be lost at that point. If I'd gone through
Oh,
3 different doors, I'd be like, no, that's it. I'm never getting out. But that is when he hears something and like an unseen creature like comes after him, but he manages to get away and go back. And when he does go back the first time, he goes and tells Mary at his next appointment about the back rooms, and he's done a little drawing for her.
Here's a map of work. So he's clearly been going back because he says, I think he hasn't had a drink since Friday. We're
Yeah,
assuming it's like now the next week. And he's been exploring loads. He's done a big map. He's been basically obsessing over the back rooms. But positive note, it has cured his alcoholism.
yeah, that's good in a way. Um, Obviously Mary thinks, uh-oh, he's gone off the bloody deep end. Something's gone
yeah.
wrong. He's either hallucinating or he's just completely made this up. Um, but obviously he understands that she's being a skeptic, and he's like, "Oh, that's all right. I'll go and get proof. I'll go and get bloody proof. Don't you worry about
You're
it."
going to owe me an apology.
Famous last words.
You're going to owe me an apology when I prove that an impossible dimensional monstrosity is real.
So he
Hmm.
goes. So his assistant manager Kat and her boyfriend Bobby, who are helping him film the advert that he was making, the advertisement where he was Captain Clark. He goes and basically asks them, "You still got the camera, or can you like rent out the camera? Come with me, and I'll show you this place, and I want you to film." And well, he doesn't actually tell them that at this point. He just says, "I need you
Come and
to
look at this.
come and have a look at this."
I think
Um,
he offers to pay them as well, which just kind of highlights how desperate he is because he has nobody else that will come with him, which
yeah,
is kind of sad. Because obviously there is employees. He's like, "Oh, I'll pay you to film this," and that's the only reason they go with him, which
yeah.
is sad.
Like I'll pay you for the day, pay
Yeah.
you for bloody overtime. Um,
Mm.
so yeah, they go in, and I guess like Cat reacts like the right way. What the hell?
Yeah.
Where are we? What the hell's going on? I don't like this. This is horrible. Bobby's a little
Mm.
bit more curious as well, but like kind of what is he like? Kind of like fascinated. I think he just enjoys the fact that he's just making a film of it. Um,
Mhm.
Wearing a lovely crop top as well, which I believe are coming back as well. So nice, the nice 90s fashion being on display. Um, yeah, but things go wrong pretty quickly.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah, so Bobby puts on a rope and goes down a like a little slide
yeah.
to horrible laundry room.
Oh,
Oh
it's
yeah.
horrible down there, and it is horrible down there.
Damp
Oh,
laundry, gross. Yeah.
yeah.
Damp, gross
I'd have
laundry
seen enough.
room.
I'm coming straight back up. But he wants to see a bit more, and then a creature. And again, another thing is we don't see it here as well. Is this Captain Clark? Is this
Yeah,
Mm.
something else?
it opens like a weird like sideways door, doesn't it? Um,
Mm.
and comes out, and obviously he just goes, "Oh fuck this, get me out of here."
Get, gets
Um,
back up the slide, but then, unfortunately, the best knot in the world. I've never
yeah,
tied a knot that good in my life, and I'm
no,
adding to petty gripes this week. Never have I ever been so successful at tying a knot as that.
mm, it's a very good knot, and there's enough slack rope that the creature manages to grab hold of it and like yanks him back down.
Yeah,
Mhm.
slaps him down the slide.
Mm. Slips him back down the slide, and
But he's also tied to the bed, so it basically clotheslines the other two down the slide as
closes the other
well.
two down as well. Classic. Um, so drags them both along into this like unexplored area, and in there are various more like bizarre, disordered spaces. Um, Cat. Oh yeah, like Cat gets lost as well, and she's always like calling out to him. But at one point, he's like behind a wall, and she's saying she can see him. So like from her point of view, it must be like a window. But obviously, he can only see a wall.
Just a piss yellow wall from his
Just a
side.
piss. It's just a piss yellow wall from my side. What can you see? Can you see this? Can you see what I'm doing?
And fingers are holding up.
How many fingers am on that? He sets the camera down. Oh yeah, so he's carrying the camera around at this point while he's
Has
sort of
he
like
met
looking around.
has he already run into like bizarre lady with the multiple eyes and
I
the
think it's around about
little
now he
dwarf in a
sees this,
wheelchair
isn't
with
it?
her.
And it's in the Christmas tree room,
Yeah,
which is
scary Christmas tree
depending on
room.
what time of year it is. I'm assuming it's not Christmas, so it would be scary.
Ever such bad luck most months of the year.
Yeah. Um, it's like when you see someone with their Christmas tree out and it's like the 15th of January. So I mean, like, oh
It gets
no.
earlier every year, doesn't it?
Well, I meant later then, but earlier, yeah, you're right.
That's so
15th of
early.
November, is it? Christmas. Or as soon as Halloween's over, people like to do it, don't they? No.
Yeah, it's so annoying.
Um,
I'm a massive Scrooge. I'm sorry.
so he sees obviously there's like the entity which is like a guy in a wheelchair with like a lamp, a little
Has like a
side take,
lamp.
little lampman, and then there's a woman with like a weird multiple faces. Or we can't really see what's wrong with her at this point, can we?
She just comes at him out of the shadows, right? And he sprints off.
Sprints off,
And then
yeah.
we see something that obviously has an intelligence about it, pick up his camera.
Yeah, and that's when Kat's screaming to Clark, "Look behind you!" Like there's something there. And again, yeah, maybe that is Captain Clark at this point. Picks up the camera. He just wants to get involved. Just wants to get involved in this filmmaking. I'll film you. I'll film it for you, mate.
Yeah.
And then
But
we cut to
and then
black.
we flash forward an unknown amount of time when his therapist is just going about her every day.
Mm,
I think we do get some flashbacks to her memories at various points about,
yeah,
her sort of troubled childhood with her mum who was obviously not well and, was afraid of going outside and tried to keep her in as well because of the danger she perceived outside.
yeah.
Um, and then she gets a phone call from Clark because if he's in Silent Hill or something, saying, won't become, although it is very good to save the time of medical professionals. If you can't make your appointment, everyone, just
Yeah.
cancel them.
I
Don't
won't be.
waste
I won't be
clinical
coming back
hours.
now. I won't be coming
Yeah.
back now. Sorry, but obviously she thinks. Wait a minute.
He's like, I'm not having that. You've
I'm not
got two
having that.
sessions left. I'll
So
go find him.
yeah. So she goes there. She bloody
Yeah.
goes there,
Oh,
doesn't she?
before she goes in there, though, we also have a lovely cut to Mark Duplass
Oh yeah.
doing some very ill-timed popcorn making because his family is sitting down to watch Never-Ending Story. That's practically the final scene. There's only the
Yeah.
bit with the luck dragon chasing those bullies into a bin left. There's 10 minutes of this movie left, Mark.
I'll just make the popcorn. Oh, bedtime, innit?
Bit late now.
Pop
Yeah.
the kernels in your hands through pressure alone.
What a legend.
Oh, what a legend. Yeah, so he turns up just as little Sebastian there is shouting a name when he gives the lady from Neverending Story a name so she doesn't get absorbed by the nothing. Um, I need to rewatch
Do you think
that
there's a
film as an adult with
relevance?
subtitles on.
Is there a relevance to them watching this film, absorbed by the nothing, and the relevance is the Backrooms, the nothing, potentially,
Could be.
possibly?
Feels very intentional.
Yeah. You don't think it is, Andy?
if if he had just shouted the name of the little girl, which again never really picked up what he said in the film, he just made a noise.
Yeah.
Then you could have had Captain Clark riding on Falcor the Luck Dragon, chasing his rival. The rival that you see on
Yeah.
cable TV that has like a cowboy themed
Oh
furniture
yeah,
shop.
that guy.
He could have been chasing him around like
Yeah.
yeehaw, but no, he doesn't do that. But then in a good time, very well timed ad break, because of course that is the pivotal scene where he's shouting and giving a name. You cut to ads then when you get back from what's the electrician's name? Jeremy. Once Jeremy's electrician service has been on again, then he'll be able to do it. But we don't get Jeremy today. It's Captain Clark's fun
Yeah.
Ottoman Empire, and he goes, "Hang on a minute, that's the fella I saw on the CCTV."
Interesting. So yeah, Mary goes to the store to check on Clark, just to check on him, and yeah, finds the door, and she basically finds the doorway to the back rooms as well. So she has a little look around, and she has a little look around. Is this when she's all the posts, like
Yeah, all the posters in the door.
all the posts in the door? But she finds the doorway to the back rooms mainly because he's like taped it off with like blue electrical tape, isn't he?
Yeah, he's helped him see it so he doesn't have a clip into the side and bang his elbow or something, I guess, when he's
Because
walking in and out of
he
the
has
back
difficulty
rooms.
trying to find it, like when he's trying to get out the first time, doesn't he?
Yeah, that
Uh,
made me panic that it was just going to be gone.
Same.
yeah. Oh, yeah. That is scary. So she goes in and obviously again reacts in the same way you would, like what the ever loving hell's going on. She sees a lot of the same things, but obviously it's changed a bit. I think like the layout of it changes a lot, right?
Yeah.
Because he says that at one point as well, doesn't he, Clark? He says, does he say that? He says like it changed again, like when he was in there. I'm not sure.
You
Finds like
peek
a
around the corner, like
Oh, that scene when he's just standing there, just like
like bloody Michael Myers.
everyone's mean that it's so funny, and it shouldn't be, but it
Are we
is.
supposed to think that Clark did the like painting, like the thing on the wall as well?
I think so.
Yeah,
Probably.
done like a big art attack on the wall.
Yeah, he's got nothing but time in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pretty good.
I saw a great post, a lovely meme template from this. It was like me when someone mentions my very niche interest, and it's just him peeping around the corner.
Like, I've been sharing a bunch of memes when there's just Clark in the doorway, just like, hello.
Yeah.
Relatable.
And then as they go, she's looking at the picture. I think it's pretty cool the way they don't ever lean into it because naturally, what we expect as an audience and what we might expect of her character here is for her to say, "This fucking big scary pet monster you painted on the wall."
Yeah.
But then we don't get that. We hear the equivalent of fee fi fo fum and the big monsters come in.
Mm.
Clark, he first tells her that she's being too loud when she first speaks. Then we hear the creatures come in. He says, out of context at the minute, "Don't worry, it's just me,"
Oh yeah, out of context, you're
which
right.
isn't relaxing at all, especially if you say that and then immediately proceed to choke someone out.
Yeah.
Gets
Out
from
of
the old
order,
Taz mission, and she's unconscious in no time.
right? Oh, yeah. Chuck's right in the old sleeper hold. And then she wakes up tied up in like a weird back rooms, creepy dining room. I mean, could there be anything creepier to wake up to? First of all, wake up tied up. That's pretty scary. Second of all, a man with like six eyes sat in front of you.
But otherwise, a completely normal middle-aged man with just six eyes.
Six eyes. A woman standing in the corner looking creepy. With her face is like duplicated three
Hall of
times.
Mirrors face.
Hall
That's
of
what she's
Mirrors
got.
face. But they're like unresponsive. They don't say anything. They don't react to anything. They do move sometimes, but they are essentially made of polystyrene.
They're made of flavorless foam.
They're made of flavorless foam. I did think, what has he been eating while he's in there? If he's been in there that whole time, is that
Yeah.
what he's been eating? Flavorless foam?
Yeah, do they Lucy, do you know this? Like are the still lifes edible in the thing and do they grow back? That's what I want to know.
Mm.
I don't think you can. What can you eat the still life? I don't think so. No, like
It's
you
nothing
probably
you'd ever
wouldn't get
try,
a
isn't it?
chance, really.
And could you
Similar.
use them up? So like if he chops a slice off this man and eats him, will he eventually be gone or will he grow back or will he have to go
Yeah.
and find another fella to
It's
eat?
gonna be like a starfish and just regenerate itself. Could do.
Yeah.
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 Interesting that Clark did that, though. I guess in a similar way to the first person who ever milked a cow.
Yeah.
You never know, do you? I'm just gonna have to try it and see what happens. People are gonna judge
I
me for
mean,
this.
the big question is that we don't know how long he's been in there.
Mm-hmm.
His assistant manager's head is in the fridge. Has he
Yes.
already eaten her, a live woman that wasn't
Mm.
made of foam?
Yeah, and what's caused him to do that as well? Because the last time we see him and the last time we see both of the other people who go in with him, like they're alive and well. So what's caused him to then? Was it him who did it? Like, did he go insane and then eventually cut her head off, or did something else kill her and then he just happens to have the head in the fridge? It's.
Mm.
I think Mary reacts. I'd say underreacts to the fact
Yes.
she does scream, but she's trying. I guess she's using all of her will and all of her experience as a therapist to try and speak to him and essentially get out of this situation. So she tries to continue the role play that they did before. Sorry, no, Clark tries to continue the role play, and Mary goes along with
But
it, I
this
guess, to
time, let
appease
me
him.
win.
This time, letting me win. So she tells him that his refusal to take responsibility for his failures was the real reason his wife left him. I don't know if it's a good idea to say that to Clark when you're tied up.
He's already mad. Maybe that would have snapped him out of it and made him.
Yeah. Well, it does. He does come to his senses briefly, frees her, but then old Captain Clark
After she sort of
arrives.
admits, like, she's actually goes, fine, you don't want it, because he sort of gives her a speech here of saying, like, I like this. This is actually the first place where anything makes sense. And he
Mm.
sticks the knife. I was going to say, has he got that from a room of knives? No, he took all the survivors back. So he hasn't had to stock up there and do crafting.
Mm.
He sticks a knife in the neck of the six eyesmen and says, look, they're not afraid. They don't feel any pain. What a glorious existence that is, just to feel
Yeah.
nothing, which is a real damning indictment of how much of a shitter poor Clark's been having until this point. That you
Yeah.
would prefer just to be nothing, like the kids in an aftermath of a nuclear war public information video. That's what he's like. He's just a
Yeah.
spectre. And then he goes, "Oh, but by the way, another positive thing about these lads, you can eat them."
You can eat them, even if
Yeah.
even if it is flavorless foam, even if it
What
is
flavor? If it could be a flavor, what flavor could it be that would make you okay with living in the back rooms?
butterscotch,
Butterscotch.
lovely,
That's a
some sort of
choice.
caramel.
Mm.
Just
Yeah,
angel delight.
I don't think I'd want anything savory. I feel like that
Anything savory?
made me feel a bit weird eating that. I think
I
Angel
Just
think
Delight.
tastes like ready salted crisps.
if being sweet would feel weirder to me.
Yeah.
I don't know. What a question.
What a question! You never thought you were going to get it.
Would you hope that you would eventually find some sort of condiment-based room in the back room
Oh
so you
yeah.
could dip the foam slices in
Yeah,
them?
it's like, is there like a diner or something or a supermarket? Like,
There must
is there
be.
something?
Yeah.
To be
And
fair
at no
though,
point has there's no point has the back rooms just remembered some actual food. Is there not a room that's just chockers with nuggets?
also I did think like the passage of time, like he could have been in there. You know, it's been 2 weeks in real time, but maybe it's like Narnia where he's been in there for bloody 10 years, but you know
Yeah.
he hasn't aged, or he's kind of just in this perpetual state of weird. Potentially, could be, maybe.
Yeah, quite possibly. But he has gone mad. And then basically, as she says, actually, then, having tried to tell you what was up, I'll just tell you what you want to hear. You haven't actually got to change if you don't want. If you would want to be mad in the back rooms and eat lads whenever you want, that's fine actually. Just let me go.
Just let me go. I don't want to. I don't want any part of it. For God's sake, leave me
Mhm.
alone. Um, but yeah, Captain Clark walks in, big, long man, essentially like a weird stretched. I say stretched, he's played by a real fella, but a weird
Mhm.
stretched version of Captain Clark from the advert, the furniture store's pirate mascot. Um, I'm glad that they didn't just go CGI with this because I feel like it looks. What's scary about him, I think, is that especially when he's like chasing after you, is like that weird look back at him when he's like quite far away, so you can't really see up close that
It's really well done.
it is
Yeah.
genuinely like scary. And the way he and obviously Clark gets bitten by him, that
Mhm.
I've
It's
really
like
felt.
Requiem, isn't it, Ben?
It's like what?
It's
Requiem.
like
Oh yeah,
Requiem when the
I,
girl picks you up.
yeah, I did feel it. Like I was a bit like, oh god, that looks painful. But essentially he gets killed by Captain Clark. He's almost.
Just
What is he
gives
trying
him
to
a
say
big.
to Captain Clark first? He's trying to say
He,
she's all
He
right.
says
honestly,
something like, "You don't have to worry. It's just the way we're wired," or something. He says to him.
Oh,
yeah,
like
just the way
Captain Clark and
we don't
him are
have to
one and the
change.
same.
He's relaying what Mary just told him basically
Mm.
to Clark, as if he's trying to like pacify him, and then he
Yeah.
just bites him, and we don't really know why he bites him. To be fair,
Yeah, I don't know.
maybe he just feels
I
like it's
learned it from you.
wow.
You people are for eating.
Like
Yeah.
he said, I'm wired this way, so it's fine.
Yeah. So biting you
You
is going
know.
to be absolutely fine.
Mm.
Yeah. Bites him, and then obviously Mary manages to get away, and
And then you just have the most anxiety-inducing chase scene ever.
All the
Yeah.
chases. I mean, the first person chases, we've talked about them happening, but
Yeah.
that is, as a viewer, that is like your nightmares, running through buildings that don't make sense.
Mm.
Um,
And he's like slow moving as well, which for some
yeah.
reason is scarier for me. It's like he's not even
Yeah.
running at her, he's just walking.
But
But you know he's
still,
gonna get her eventually. So you're just like, oh god.
yeah, but still keeping up with her as well. Yeah. So
Mm.
There's a
goes
horrible
through.
bit where she goes up the big little Escher stairs into a door.
Oh yeah.
Oh
That
yeah,
bit's
that is
hilarious.
scary. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, because it's like a massive drop, like in all these different. I tell you, it does remind me
I'd
a
have
little
rolled
bit.
off Ben as the
I would
time.
have rolled off. Yeah, it does remind me of the game Control a little bit, like some of the
Yeah.
way
Yeah.
some of these interiors are kind of built. You know, the fact that there's like this is an impossible space, but for some reason you can like navigate it. And yeah, what's the bit where she ends up going through the really tight corridor as well?
Oh, that's what she trips over all. She does her ankle tripping over on some sofas, which is why you don't climb on furniture.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And then she gets
Oh
to
yeah.
a tight. She actually the tight corridor is after she damages him a little bit because that's when he can't follow her anymore.
Yeah. How does she
But
Yeah.
damage him?
when he gets basically she comes out into a replica of the store,
Yeah.
aka a boss room, because there's a big open area in the middle,
And all the
and
doors are
there's
closed
like
off. Yeah.
all the doors are closed off, and if this had been the game, there would have been a load of resources just before you went into this room, and then it's a big square room, and there's like containers of like blue fire extinguishers around the side and a caveman standee in the middle. So
Yeah.
it feels immediately too many video games in my past when I was like, this is a boss and
This
this
is
is some
boss.
kind of trap.
Should be red barrels everywhere as well. You got to like.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but
Oh,
what?
100% health pickup. That's handy. Hang on a
That's very
second.
nice. Yeah.
What's this boring corridor? Hang on, loading. What's
So it like pins her down, and that's when she manages to bash it in the face with that chunk of cement that was her like keepsake from her childhood home with the hand.
Yeah.
Probably
Bashes
like
his face with it.
bashes her
Stops
face
him biting her.
till it explodes, pretty much.
Yeah.
Mm.
And then he gets fire extinguished or
Mm.
gassed.
It's like a trap.
Maybe it's a sleeping gas because she sort of passes out as well.
It's like a
Hmm.
trap, isn't it? So it's like the async
Yeah.
scientists have set this kind of like trap for one of the entities, and this is when all the group of researchers in hazmat suits come in. It says the entity is subdued. I don't know what they do to him. Do they handcuff him? I
They
don't
see
know.
him, aren't they, scanning him in one of the rooms? You see,
Oh
sort
yeah,
of,
yeah,
as she's
yeah.
going through the corridors in a bit of the
Yeah.
lab, they're
Scanning
testing on
him in
him.
there. See what he is. He's made of foam, I'll tell you.
Oh, he's
And
delicious.
Mary gets taken to a research facility. So at this point, I still thought we were in the back rooms, and this was they got like stuck there. But is the truth of it? This is outside of the back rooms.
I think it's kind of implied that they've dragged her back out again because
Yeah.
async can go back and forth between the back rooms, and obviously they've been monitoring it, so they know it like the back of their hand now.
I guess they know the
So
exit points. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure she's actually out, but there is some debate around this.
I see. I see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Open to
So
interpretation.
you can think otherwise, but I'm pretty sure she's out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she has a
So
nice chat with Mark Duplass, who says, at
Mm.
first, it's like, oh no, is this going to be like one of those things where the government or a shady corporation are like, congratulations, you've survived. Now a load of lads with flamethrowers are going to come in and just burn you to death at the end. It's like Carnosaur all over again.
oh no.
Deep cut. Um,
So what happens? Basically, he explains that Async made MRI machines until they discovered the back rooms, which has since become their primary focus of their research. And then he asks, "How did you come across the back rooms and what she found there?" And what does she say? She says it's just like a faulty, misremembered copy of reality.
I think
Yeah.
she repeats the line that Clark repeated to her about the if
Dog.
you described a dog to someone who'd never seen one before and then asked them to draw it, this is what would happen, and
This
it
is
would
what would
be
happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
there would be some things that were right, but it would ultimately be wrong. And I think she repeats that there, and he goes, "Oh, that's interesting."
That's nice. Well, that sounds
And
good.
then
And I
she
think
basically returns the question to him, is like, "Please, I need you to tell me what's going on." And he like looks at the through the one-way glass, and then goes, "Ah, we don't know either. It's complicated."
yeah. Do you feel like they don't know, or do you feel like they're just being evasive in this? in this moment.
Mm. I think there's a lot they don't know.
Yeah, I feel like they
Um,
don't quite know. And I like that. I like the fact that I felt like they didn't know. I feel like if they just had all the answers, it would feel a bit like, meh, feel like a bit of a cheat. Because also Mary's a bit like, "Are you going to let me go?" And he doesn't really give a straight answer, so it's clear that perhaps they're just going to put her back in. Maybe I don't know.
Oh, I feel like it could go so many ways in this, depending on how they want to develop the lore. It could be that depending on what role the actor has in another film or what they choose to write from the film, I wouldn't be surprised if we see her being held prisoner by the organization because they don't want the secret to get out. I wouldn't be surprised if we see, oh, she's just been offered a job with them because she's not happy in the life that she has necessarily.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, and the one thing I was surprised about that in her escape from this, there is so much build up to the trauma in her life and the book that she sells and the audio book that you even hear Clark listening to in his car. There's a lot of messages from her that talk about the route you've always taken and the loops you get stuck in. Very sort of Exit 8 coded as well. Another great double bill with this. I think Exit 8
Mm,
and Backrooms would
yeah.
be phenomenal, followed by, it ends. Um, like she talks about how do you break the cycle and choose a different path. That for me was Chekhov's psychotherapy. I thought that was going to come up at some point, and she was going to be being pursued by Clark or Captain Clark or anything else, and then she was going to be unable to escape, and ultimately she would escape by choosing a path that she hadn't chosen or
Mm,
doing something unexpected to get her off that loop. And that doesn't happen. Now, whether that means that's just a plot thread that didn't go anywhere, or whether if we see more of this character and more of this film,
mm,
that becomes a part of it, I don't know.
yeah. Could be either of those, I guess. Yeah. I like the fact that it wasn't like a decisive ending though.
Yeah.
Um,
And we sort of end with some shots from the back rooms, right? Which is some of the places we've just seen, like just silent, this is what it is. And then we end with like a replica of the interrogation room
yeah.
with a wrong version of her sitting in it with many
Again, which
eyes.
made me kind of think, all that whole exchange she had with Phil could have just been imagined. If that's like a real version of her, or is this just like a copied version of her? The Backrooms is when she gets out, the Backrooms has like recreated her somehow. There's all the different
I think if we
memories.
hear them talk, then they must be a real person, right?
Yeah, I feel like they're just memories, I guess. I don't know. What did you think, Lucy?
yeah. I think obviously the Backrooms learns from anybody that goes in it and the trauma, and I feel like even though Mary wasn't in it for very long, it's clearly absorbed a hell of a lot from her, you
Mm,
know, because it replicated like her neighborhood and stuff like that.
yeah.
Uh, so that end shot, I think, is just another still life, just like Captain Clark was.
Mm,
Um, because
yeah.
it's kind of gone, oh, we'll take you now, thanks.
We'll have a
You
bit of
know,
you.
it just does that. It's like a photocopier, but
Mm,
a messed up one that gets everything wrong.
yeah. They all
So
are
I'm pretty sure that
photocopies, aren't they?
yeah, I'm pretty sure she's a still life, the last thing that we see. But
Mm,
Yeah.
but yeah, I think again, this is where the frustration does come from some people is the ambiguity of it all. But
yeah.
for me, that's really cool because part of what draws me to the back rooms is the fact that I don't know what the hell's going on, and it's kind of great, you know.
Mm.
Like you kind of draw your own conclusions.
I feel the same, yeah. That was
Mm.
what worked for me. I don't. If I would have got started to get all the answers I wanted, I probably would have felt a little bit
Yeah,
disappointed.
it's like over explaining it. Do you know what I mean? I just,
Yeah.
I feel like it's good that even async we're just kind of like, don't know, mate. Sorry.
I ain't got a clue,
I
mate.
think
It could
that's
be anything, couldn't it? Yeah.
I think that's what is so successful with a lot of these franchises that invite a great deal of deep lore,
Hmm.
but don't feel obliged to give it to you. And I think there's kind of that reward for investment. And we actually see it increasingly with video games more than anything. Like Elden Ring, you've
Yeah.
got J.R.R. Martin writing lore for it, but it's not served up to you. There's not particularly, Ben, you're the master of this game. The lore of that game and the backstory isn't served to you on a plate. You don't get cutscenes. People don't explain the motivation before you fight a boss. It is.
No, not really.
It's
It's
pretty
kind
much
of
driven
like
with the stuff that you like. It's the item descriptions and stuff, right?
item descriptions, some of the plot lines that you follow, some of the NPC plot lines you follow, because you can just ignore them completely. So yeah, it's kind
It's
of like you
kind of
just
rewarding that narrative effort. This is almost like the polar opposite of your second screen movies that are so explicitly telling you what's happening on screen so you can watch them without watching them. But then you have this where the lore and the true appreciation of it is not going to be served up in it. It's almost inviting you to dive into the wiki or watch the YouTube shorts that came before or go on Reddit and continue to speculate with people
Yeah.
that liked it, kind of perpetuating its myth in the first place. And I kind of love that about it creatively.
mm, absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah. There we go then. That is Backrooms. So let's rate the movie. Rate good or rate bad. Pluses and minuses allowed. A to F. How would you like to rate Backrooms, Lucy?
I mean, I gave it a 5 star, so I think that's probably the equivalent of an A or an A plus on this show.
Yeah,
Um,
what are you going to go for? Are you going to go for the plus, Lucy?
I think I'll put the plus on it, because I just feel
Cool.
like it was just such a like,
Oh
there's
yeah.
many things to love about it. I'll try and keep it short, but like just such a remarkably successful debut for Kane Parsons. Tiny budget, massive profit. You know what I mean? Obviously, if we're looking at figures, it's just excelled. But beyond that, like he's put his entire love of it into it. All his blender sets have kind of come to life. His like score, his passion. It's just incredible to watch. Amazing performances. The found footage segments are genuinely terrifying. It doesn't kind of over explain or spoon feed it to the audience. It's basically just this massive sort of mystery. And I like that about it. And it ticked all the right boxes for me. Like my only criticism would be that maybe people who aren't as like into it as I am might come away being like, what the hell was that? Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
Because it doesn't explain everything. But for someone who's been in the law for a long time, it just ticks all the right boxes.
Yeah. I think I agree with pretty much everything you said. And someone like me who isn't like right in there with the lore of Backrooms, I still enjoyed it a lot. I
Yeah.
think atmospheric. It was like super, super atmospheric, like that liminal space thing. I captured it brilliantly. I like the really um sort of like lo-fi minimalist like soundtrack. It was very it really, really drew me in. I thought all the performances were great. All of the characters and their backstories and motivations kind of made sense, but didn't overwhelm the film. And yeah, I love the mystery of it. Love the fact it didn't spoon feed you things. And it's made me kind of interested in going and finding out more. So I do want to play some of the games. I do want to watch some more of the videos on YouTube just to find out a bit more. So probably an A minus for me, I think I'd say.
It's very
Andy?
fair, Ben. I was just looking back, and I think I've misclicked when I reviewed it. I've only given it 3.5 stars, but I think that's a fat fingers situation, not a lack of appreciation. I would probably have gone. I think we're looking at 4.5 if I do this correctly, and I think I'm looking at an A minus, the same as
Mm.
you, for many of the same reasons you said, Ben. I think this is something that will benefit from digging into the lore a little bit more and getting more appreciation for it. Maybe I watch this in a year and I increase my rating and enjoyment for it even more. But I think this is definitely a huge one to be celebrated for,
Mm.
again, in an era of product, looking at someone who has created something which is based on passion, creativity, the effort of the individual. And I just find the whole thing, we've spoken about it already today, but the collaborative nature of this original idea is just so compelling that in a world of just, IP hoarding and all these things, that a group collectively on the internet has come up with this story, and then an individual person who's built up a great skill has been able to make this into a really successful and popular series, which I'm delighted to say inspired a full cinema
Yeah,
um,
exciting.
when I was in there. And you know what? I have given the younger generation a hard time today for being basic when it comes up to coming up with new terminology. And that's fine. But you know what I will give them credit for?
Go on.
Not being as bad behaved in the cinema as popular culture would have you believe. Because for every single young person that might want to not turn their phone off as the film was starting, there was another person who was under 20 in that cinema that was extremely bothered by that and bollocked them within seconds.
Yeah.
Like
Oh yeah.
the film credits had not like barely the BBFC certificate had faded. One voice in the auditorium still continued talking, and then a loud voice from the back of the cinema went, "Do you want to shut the fuck up? I'm trying to watch the film." Silence.
Yeah.
Perfect dream. The kids are all right, everybody,
Exactly
and
what we want.
it's so inspiring to see films being created in this way. I think
Mm.
Kane Parsons, Curry Barker, and their ilk. We're going to see a lot more from them and the actors cast in their films as well. I think we're seeing like this great wave of talent coming our way, and I don't want the studios to get exhausted with it and say, right, it's these half dozen people now that we see forever. I want to see it keep happening. I want to see us still
Mm.
packing cinemas with new and fresh ideas, an inspiring time, a great movie, deeply affecting in ways that some other stuff just hasn't been affecting. The way that they presented this uncanny, nightmarish vision, and I'm here for it. A minus.
Mm.
Hell yes. Absolutely. Okay, there we go. So that was Backrooms. That was fun. Thank you so much for joining us, Lucy, again. Where can our listeners keep up to speed with you online, with any reviews you put out, anything like that?
So my main byline is a tech radar on the streaming team. I have all my reviews on there. I use Twitter sporadically. It's at Lucy Jade Buglass, and my Instagram is just at Lucy Buglass.
Nice. We'll put all those in the show notes as always. Thanks everybody for listening. If you enjoyed the show, become a patron over at patreon.com/horror hangout. Thanks to Taj Easton for our theme music. Thanks to Acast and Rusty Quill for hosting the show. We're on Instagram, Facebook, Threads, TikTok, YouTube. Go to horrorhangout.co.uk for everything in one place. Next week, we're discussing Resident Evil Apocalypse. That's right, we're finally doing a Resident Evil sequel with special guest Andy Cox, aka Biohazard Declassified. Looking forward to that.
Cannot wait. And in the meantime, everyone, if you find yourself in a retail environment and you can't find what you want on the shelves, it's not fucking there. All right? See you later, everyone.
See you later. Bye.